Namaskaram and a very good morning. Am I audible to you all? You can unmute yourself. Please confirm if my audio is clear, my video is clear. So, how many of you recently wrote your exams in the July attempt? You can unmute yourself. So, how did it go? What's the next plan? Ainika says better than expected. Good to know that. And what about others? Harshal is planning for group 2. Pretty good. And just switch on your videos. Let's have a quick conversation before we get into the core event. Because the point is, I always love to begin with students. Even today, one of you texted me saying that why don't you celebrate your birthdays with the family and why do you start everything with students? Because I believe that this is a part of my larger family. And my students define me because at the end of the day, whatever I do, they are very integral and most importantly, you're a part of my core vision. So whatever I try to work upon, whatever I try to learn about, the benefits will directly manifest in your life. And that is the reason why it's not just about this birthday from the last 5, 6 years. We always start with something which involves a lot of students. And that is exactly the reason why we are here. So I just want to spend some 5 minutes with you before we jump into the and then we invite Ganesh sir. So please switch on your videos, all of you. Today I'm going to share you everything. So all the secret strategy, all the secret vision, everything will be yours today. I'll show each and everything. But before that, I just want to know about your stories. So So Satish is here. Hi Satish, and thanks for the fantastic post. That was really heartwarming. I loved it. Thank you, Satish. Satish, you're muted. You can unmute yourself.
Yeah. Thank you and wishing you a very happy birthday.
Thank you. So, what's up with you? What are you doing currently?
Yeah, I'm writing my exam actually. Online exam is going on here.
Oh,
But I don't want to miss this section.
fantastic, fantastic. If you're busy, that's okay. I'll share the recording. And
No.
Ainika is here. Ainika, you have an interesting background. What is it? Does that represent something?
No, sir. No, nothing like that.
Mitesh,
First of all, I'd like to wish you happy birthday, sir. Very, very happy birthday.
thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And I'm really glad to be a part of Him Life School.
Our pleasure as well. Mitesh, guys who are not speaking, please mute yourself. Mitesh, you can unmute.
Yeah, sir, happy birthday.
Thank you.
And it's my first session after completion of my all exams.
Mhm.
And every day I remembered you. And I felt the difference when I was giving the paper on that day. I followed all your strategy. Internally also we got help, like I was in touch with Babu, Anika, Akshay. So that was something different which helped me out on that day also. And sir, your strategy, that something you will get from paper also. It worked on ISCA paper. Some answers were in MCQ only, so we just plotted up. So that was not possible if we were not alert at that point of time. So your all things, definitely we have tried to remember and we implemented it. That was the main part. That's what I felt happy. And
Good
sir,
to know
thanks
that.
a
Good to
lot.
know that.
Really, sir, we want to meet you actually. Sir, can you come in Mumbai, sir?
Actually, we are
Really,
looking
sir.
forward to meet
Sir,
you.
or somewhere else where we can, at least have one common. We can
Get
come up,
together. Yeah.
sir. It's
I was
same.
thinking about Manali. My friend has a resort over there. So that's completely secluded and that gives a different physical world because when you're in the sessions, we kind of travel through a different mental journey, right? So physically also, Mumbai is good, Hyderabad is good, no doubt about it. The point is, I kind of find it boring. Probably Goa is also overbeaten. So this particular place, not many humans have access. Like it's a private resort, but it can accommodate 10 to 15 people. So I was thinking about because one important reason why I remember you guys so much is we had a very extended journey. Like ideally it
Yeah.
was supposed to have 30 days. Thanks to ICI, we kind of got extended, and then
Yes.
in the race as well, it's always reciprocal. See, for me, when there are 30 students, I don't differentiate between X and Y. But how I can get a connect is how you're doing, because every time I see Mitesh, I can remember his whiteboard. I think it's still there. Like everybody you add a flavor to the him story. Like everybody has their own story. So this is exactly how it happens. And I'm seriously looking forward to hire some of you because right now I don't want to disturb your academic career. I would definitely say that skill is more important than qualification, but it is very important for us to have an all-round development. And before we step into the next plunge, it's important to complete the qualification. So 60%, 70% stay focused on the qualification. The moment you get control, the moment you get complete confidence, we can immediately move on to the other aspects. So I'll make an announcement pretty shortly about how you guys can engage with us. So once again, thanks Mitesh for joining us. I think Nanavel is also from Mumbai. Nanavel, you are here. Why do we have a lot of people from Mumbai? Others, switch on your videos. Nanavel, you are not audible.
Ore Shehi.
Punde gaya.
Ganyan po
Yeah,
nalari.
I think we lost him. Suresh, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Yes, where are you from? And share your story with us.
I am from Hyderabad, sir.
Hmm.
I reside at Malakpet.
Hmm.
I recently wrote my 2 groups, but not confident. So not so confident, but aiming for exemption in 2 subjects.
Hmm.
That's it about me.
So I don't think you're a part of our April or May batch, right? You're not part of the mentor.
Yes, not part.
Okay, because
I'm a super student in December batch.
actually you did your workshop, then
Yes,
you
sir.
got disconnected. Okay, I understand. Otherwise, because in the exam sessions, I could remember each and every page clearly.
Sir.
That's anyways. I wish you all the best for your exemptions, and
Thank you.
next forward, most likely you'll clear by the end of the year. And
Thank
if you need some help, we are always there to help you.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All the best, Suresh. Thanks for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Okay, sir.
And Nanavel, what about you?
Hello, sir. Yeah.
Hello.
So I'm having my exams in November, coming November,
Mhm.
November 2021.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'm from Mumbai.
And did you complete that book?
I have
Bade
just
maatladutunnaru.
I have just kept it aside because as of now I just wanted to focus on the exam part because I
That's-
have that after exam I have that period where I can
Yes,
select
yes.
which career
Yes.
is the best one. So I
Yes.
just kept it aside, being
Yes.
after reading the title.
Yes, that is definitely good. But out of those 25, pick up one or two careers which you can currently relate with your subjects.
Okay.
So that while preparing, that will give you additional interest and that will give you some additional, I would say, excitement to get deeper into that. That's what I used to do. It won't be static. You might change at the end of your qualification because out of 8, one is interesting, it always goes. And suddenly, eventually, we'll pick up only one of this, right? So, but before that, just start exploring. But it's good that you're very clear about the path. And thank you for your morning message. I totally loved it.
Thank you. Happy birthday once again.
Yes, thank you. So yeah, last, I mean, we also have Bhavesh, one of our pro students. He always adds up a lot of insights. So Bhavesh, unmute yourself and quickly share your story with us.
Yeah, sir. Sir, there are a lot of changes this time. सर पिछली बार इस बार तो सर मैं एक ग्रुप देने में भी डर रहा था, पर सर दोनों ग्रुप बहुत अच्छी तरीके से हो गए और सर मैंने लगभग हर पेपर में सप्लीमेंट्री शीट ली है और ये सब कुछ हुआ सर राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस के कारण और 100 मार्क्स तो सर मेरे लिए इम्पॉसिबल ही होता था, वो मैंने हर पेपर में अटेम्प्ट करा है।
Very good.
और अप्रोक्स सर सबके अंदर पहले ग्रुप में 40 अबाउट तो है और सेकंड के अंदर सर लगभग 60 to 65 चलेगा सर, तो अप्रोक्स लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं निकलेगा सर, मतलब एक ग्रुप तो बाय श्योर निकलना ही है, बाकी दोनों ग्रुप के चांस बनते हैं सर ऐसा। और उसके अलावा सर बाकी लाइफ में भी बहुत चेंजेस आए सर, थॉट प्रोसेस के अंदर, माइंडसेट के अंदर, रूटीन के अंदर, कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल के अंदर, और जो बेसिक गलतियां जो पहले होती थी वो भी नहीं हुई। जैसे एक मेन होता स्लीप सर, स्लीप पे काम करना पड़ता है सर, वो प्रॉपर होना चाहिए, और ब्रीदिंग टेक्निक्स वगैरह और विजुअलाइजेशन, ऑल ऑफ दैट सर I will follow in whole my life, complete life, sir, because they are life changing. Thank you, sir.
Fantastic. See, the good thing about you is you're constantly reflecting on what is happening. If you remember, you joined as a part of an advanced and then you migrated to pro, and you were able to take decisions quickly. And I think before the exam, you kind of texted me, sir, I only want to write only one group. Then I just said, just go for both. You took that decision. So whenever something is, and whenever you have a problem, you immediately make sure that that is solved. These are some of the good qualities. I'm just saying this to everyone. So about Bhavesh, it's not that he's the smartest kid, but the point is he kind of picks up what is going on. He kinds of gives conscious efforts about understanding what is right and what is wrong, and he takes decisions very fast. That is very important. Guys, you have to take quick decisions. If something is working, good. Not working, good. Just you have to go moving forward. Okay. So for the rest of you, once again, thank you very much for joining us. I'll now share what we are up to, what we have done in the past, what we are going to do in the future. And in just 10-15 minutes, Ganesh sir will be joining us. I just shared in the link because I initially wanted to interact with you. I asked him to join in around 25-30 minutes. So in this next 15-20 minutes, I'll quickly take you through the entire journey. And most importantly, I'll clearly tell you what is the path I have adopted myself. The point is, it's not that, see, one of the problems I had with successful people when I was saying and when I wanted to follow them, they were too proud of what they have achieved. And the point is, they were not clear about how they did it. I understand, okay, somebody got a rank in CA, already a first, already a 10th, already a 20th, fine. But how is it going to help me unless you tell me, the insights, not information? Everybody knows that you have to study for 12 hours. That is not what we are talking about. So I have a specific problem. I have a specific context. I am a mother who is having a 1-year-old kid, and then I want to clear CA. I don't get a lot of support. I don't have financial condition. When I have all of these problems, how are you going to help me solve it? So when you go into your own practice, it could be CA, it could be anything, try to understand the person whom you are going to help and go into the essential detail. Go into the absolute detail. It's not, don't expect them to come into your level. Just because I wake up at 5 o'clock, I just cannot say 5 o'clock is the best. You have to mention that magic of mornings. Okay, this is good, but you need to tell them how are you going to wake up, how you should work it, and most importantly, make them experience it. Don't just explain. Don't just leave something with explanation. Make them experience it and then leave it. They'll adopt to it. So whether it is somebody from your family or your profession or your friend, this is how you have to do it. And when you do this, automatically you gain this authority. Automatically you gain this power, because when people like you, that's it. Everything will happen. So everything else will become a byproduct. Okay. So with this context, if you could allow me, I'll share my screen. Shall we proceed forward? Yes, Mitesh, definitely. CFO, I would say you can even target being a CEO. You wanted to become CFO, so you can even try to become a CEO, because CEO is far more comprehensive. We'll definitely do that. But I request everyone to give at least 5 years for your all-round growth. Like 5 years, something can happen. 5 months, something can happen. But if you have 5 focused areas in life, just 5 years, everything will change. The next 50 years will change. Okay, I'm going to give you the live proof of what I'm telling you. So I'm sharing the screen right now. So please tell me if it is visible to you. Is the screen visible to you guys? All of you? So before I take the next step, I just want to understand, how do you look at Him Life School? So when you look at this, different people have different meanings. So I want all of you to mention about Him Life School or your experience of Him Life School in just one sentence. I want you to type it out. I just want to type it. So define Him Life School. What is the tagline? What should be the tagline of Him Life School? Because if you look at it, everything we built is based on the experience of the students. So whenever we do something, we always talk to the students, not to anybody, not to my content team, not to my marketing team. I'll directly talk to the students. This is what we are going to do. This is how we think we can help you. A lot of time, you guys correct us. The way we teach you, we are actually learning more than what you might be learning, because continuously you're helping us understand what is it you want, and I'm very grateful for that. So accordingly, I would like to respect your opinion. Even this logo has been decided by students. So we did a survey of more than 1,000 students last year, if you are a part of that. And then we finally picked this up out of 3, and we slightly added a sense of flavor to this. It's slightly brighter than last year, but let's see how it goes forward. But before that, I just want to understand, how do you define Him Life School in just one sentence? So Mitesh says Gurukul for life, where kings are made. Fantastic. Kim Life School is something curated for students and students to make our vision into action. Captain of our ship, pathway for life. Fantastic. Evolve and ascend. Evolve and ascend. Pretty good. Guys, you have a very good quality. Let's say we call this copywriting. Content writing is writing larger piece of content, but when you say copywriting, your ability to explain something very briefly in a very precise manner. So even when you do answer writing, you should break down the explanation of anything into a single sentence or just 2 or 3 words. That will give you absolute clarity. That's where the quotation comes in, right? All-round development of students. Okay, more answers, please. I just want to wait for last another 30 seconds before we move forward. Learn, implement, conquer. Simplest way to success. Okay, all right. Thanks for letting know. We'll capture all of this. And I just want to understand the crowd composition here. So if you remember, this is where we started last year in 2020, July 22nd. This is where we started. It has been inaugurated by our Honorable Member of Parliament, one of the youngest, and he has a couple of international degrees, very rare for a politician. This is where we started. And then before this, much before this, I always talk about 5-year journey, right? So this has been our 5-year journey. Until 2017, I worked with EY. I worked with EY until 2017. Then in the first year, we launched consulting because that's a direct thing to do, right? You are a part of one of the world's best consultancy firm, one of the world's best consultancy firm for that matter. And then I started consulting for a set of SMEs, or you can call startups in Hyderabad, and we started the journey. 1 year down the lane, I just realized that if I have to become 25, I would say if I have to get into the lines of McKinsey or Bain & Co or BCG in the next 20-25 years, this direction is not enough. I need to create a very strong and powerful community. I need to build my own team. I need to ensure we have the best of the minds to give best solutions for the corporates or anybody for that matter. And that is when I realized that why should I go and hire people from IIT, or why should I go and hire people from IIM when I have my own students, when we have students from chartered accountancy. And on one hand, our chartered accountant students are getting left out completely. And most importantly, if you look at the average package of a CA student, it's still 7 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 10 lakhs, all around that. And only 30 to 35% of students are getting placed in campus placements. Again, it's a lot of struggle. I hope all of you are able to resonate with this. So that is when I decided, let me do one thing. Let me start hiring CA students directly. Let me start building a company with them. And once I got into the process, the same old problem came back. First of all, they're not able to clear. See, improving your career, building your career, improving your communication skills, improving your personal caliber and quality, they'll all come at a later point of time. But for that, you need to start, or you need to clear your exams, right? So there we decided to further go backwards. And that is when the HIM Academy came into place, where we started helping people clear the exams in a limited format. And once we started that, we further realized that it's not just about the academic insights, but what students are lacking is a larger non-content issues. They're mostly stuck with issues which are not available in the market. And this is beyond books, this is beyond coaching, this is beyond mock exams, and this is beyond motivation. Guys, just a second. Ganesh sir is calling me. I'll just pick up the call. Good morning, sir. It's 11:45, sir. Just a second, sir.
My calendar is 1:45.
Just a second, sir. I'll just check. Sir, so what would be a convenient answer then? Okay, sir. Okay, sir. We'll wrap up the first session, sir, and then we'll have a half-moon session then. Is 245 comfortable, sir? 245, is it comfortable? Perfect, sir. That would be great. Anyways, Sudhakar sir is supposed to come in the second half, so we'll fix it. Okay, sir. There could be a confusion. Sorry about it, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so Ganesh Balakrishnan sir just called me up. So basically, he was supposed to be with us at 11:45, but then sir, there appeared to be a slight miscommunication. Sir blocked the calendar at 2:45. So what will be happening is Ganesh sir will be joining us at 2:45. That's the update. I'll share you the revamped link, and we'll wind this up in the next 15 minutes. Okay. So that's a call from Ganesh sir, and I'll quickly conclude this part of it. So once we realize that a lot of students are not able to handle the non-content issues, especially in terms of their emotional problems, in terms of their mental problems, we just have to realize that we need to solve that also. So as we spend more and more time, it was very important. It was very important for us to ensure we solve the entire puzzle. We have to solve the entire problem. We have to solve the entire aspect linked to that. So that is exactly the reason why we started this HIM Life School. Hope this part is clear. And apart from this, if you look at Ganesh sir profile, so the reason why we kind of keep going back to him, or why he is also part of our board of mentors, is that he has, first of all, built a fantastic profile. So individually, he has built a profile which is very strong. If you look at all the three qualifications, and I guess Ainika wanted to get into CPA, right? So this is the time where people are looking forward for an international qualification. And the advantage of you deciding something early, is that when you're preparing, you can integrate multiple concepts together. You can integrate many things together so that you don't have to duplicate the effort. Imagine me doing CWA or CS now instead of doing it along with my CA. So you completely come out of it. Once again, you go back, and once again, you have to restart everything, right? That's very, very serious waste of time. So if you decide everything in advance, and if you take all the aspects, if you define the entire scope in advance, it is very easy for you to navigate and take the next steps, right? How many of you want to build a profile like this, the profile which you are looking at right now? How many of you want to get into this direction? Let's say 20 years or 20 years or 15 years down the line. So how many of you really are interested in this line? Some of you want to be entrepreneur, some of you want to be something else, but the profile which you are seeing. So Sridhar wants to get there, Anika wants to get there, Harshul wants to get there. So when you are exploring a career in Big Four, please understand that sir spent the last 25 years in Deloitte itself. You need to know that. So it's very easy to look at his profile right now and think, oh, it's a fantastic one. Oh, he's the head of learning and development for entire South Asia cluster. That's a fantastic one. And that is the reason why we are kind of having the uh, topic for today as importance of learning as a lifelong skill, and he incidentally heads this learning and development head, right? So this is the kind of profile which you have to build. For you to do this, for you to build this 24-25 year profile, I hope you have to spend some good amount of time, right? So what do you think is the good amount of time you should invest in your career? I want all your responses. So what do you think is the amount of time you should invest in your career? How many years you should invest in your career building? So Mitesh says, Suresh says 5 to 8 years. What about you? What about you? 5 years, 3 to 5 years, 3 years, 3 years. I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very happy that you're talking about something solid. You're talking about 3 years, 5 years, Harshul is 8 years. Fantastic. The longer, it's just like gold, guys. The longer, the deeper you dig, the deeper you go. It's just like oil, the deeper you go. Yes, Kunjan, you're absolutely spot on. 5 years plus continuous learning. The deeper we keep going, the longer we spend our time, the more expertise we do. It's like the catapult, right? The more you go back, the more you go back, the more you go back, you can propel forward. So you have to build massive momentum. You have to have a lot of depth. And this is the most important part. This is the most important part which I want to share with you. The single most secret, or the single most strategy, or the single most important structure. So success is more about having a structure. I'll tell you how many years I have invested. You'll be shocked to see the back end process behind this last 3-4 year success which you are seeing. Okay, if you're ready, I'll proceed forward. Shall I share you my story from the beginning? Shall I tell you the entire structure of what has happened, why it has happened, what is going to happen? Fantastic. Thanks for the enthusiasm. Before that, I quickly want to know from you how you have been a part of this. So there's a quick poll. I'm just launching it. It takes you 2-3, not even 2-3 minutes, 1 minute. We also would like to understand what kind of benefits you want to get from us as a part of this anniversary. I'm just launching this poll. Just finish up the poll. Meanwhile, I'll open those slides. Are you able to see the poll? It has got 5-6 questions. Are you able to see this, the poll? Perfect. So the first is multiple choice. If you are a part of all our programs, even that can be shown. Let me capture this. I'm getting some interesting responses. It's fun to capture it live. Oh, that's a pretty mixed crowd. All of you almost took part in all the programs. Fantastic. We have the right crowd here. So majority of you are from Super Student and Magic of Morning. I think that's the first program which we officially launched in terms of hip life school, Magic of Mornings. I remember those days when, and that was one of the most happening crowds. I think Nanaval was also a part of that, right? So we used to do a lot of things from 5 o'clock. People used to send us photos and videos of the exercise and all that was very, very exciting. And we'll restart everything. Magic of Mornings. That's something which is very close to my heart. And another important, interesting response. Until now, out of the four important wheels, most of you have voted for career and not wealth. Less than 10% of you have actually voted for wealth. I'll share the complete results if the others complete. There are four more students you have to complete. Guys, make it fast. Just complete it. We are waiting for you. Others have done it in just a couple of minutes. So I want rest of you to complete it off. Finish it off. And we also have a fantastic response for 5-year membership. Pretty good. So most of you want to spend that 5 years with us. Very good. Okay, is everyone done? Shall I end the poll? I think we got around 92% voting. Two more students, yeah. Two more students have to fill it. Last 30 seconds. So if I have to look at it again, once again, I guess we are from super students. Most of you are super students. More than 93% of you would like to recommend HLS to your friends. Fantastic. It's equal. Mentorship bootcamp, okay. And most of you wanted a reduction in the bootcamp price. I'll do that for you. Yeah. Oh, lifetime membership. We'll discuss this first. Let me help you understand the bandwidth of this, and then will decide a solution. Yes. You can do that, Roshni. You can very well do that because please understand that once you build a core knowledge, once you build a core qualification, the deviation is very simple. You just need to pick up something else. You just need to tweak it. That's it. It's very simple. You can get into treasury. Absolutely, you can get into it. Okay. So I'm ending the poll. Are you able to see the results? Okay, I'm sharing the results. Are you able to see it? So as you can see, most of you are from Super Student and Magic of Mornings. So a lot of you are ready to do confusion to clarity, and mentorship by him has been converted into Super Student. So that's 93% recommendation. That's fantastic. Very good. And it has been consistent throughout from the beginning. 9.3, 93%. And most of you believe that career is the most important wheel, followed by family. Very good. That's I really like your maturity, because you're giving utmost importance to career building, followed up by family and health. Like these are very important, and it's very true that wealth is important. See, the point is, money is definitely important, but money cannot solve anything else. It's just a metric. The reason why we keep talking about money all the time is that is the only thing we can measure. I have earned 2 lakhs this month. You cannot say that I have earned 20% trust from my family, right? The rest of them are not measured. Career, there is no clear-cut career measurement. I have reached 70% of my career. You cannot talk about it. So money is easy to understand. Money is a cheaper dimension of measuring our success. So that is the reason why we kind of talk about it. But yes, you are pretty right about it. And then if you look at the association, so very happy to see that you are looking at 5-year membership. But 5-year membership, pretty good, 35%, fantastic. And most of you wanted to get into the boot camp and extended pro mentorship. Very good, very good. So I'll definitely give you something which you would be super happy about. I'll announce what gift we have for you on our anniversary shortly. And before that, I said, as I promised, I wanted to share my complete story to you, so that you will go ahead and implement it. You will go ahead and become an authority in your own field. That is what I want to do. Now, I'll tell you what I have did, but I really want to know, where do you want to see yourself in 2025? In 2025, just mention in a single sentence. Big four part. It's difficult to become a partner, probably a senior manager or a startup founder in just one sentence. 2025. I'm talking about your career. Others will look at it. I'm talking about career. So, where do you actually see yourself in 2025? Entrepreneur, CEO, investment banking firm, CEO. CEO will take time with it, unless we find your own company. Unless you become a part of your own company, it takes shorter time. Or if you want to become a CEO of a startup, it will take around 10 years. Established startup, let's say Zomato or something like that, it will take 10 years. And if you really want to be CEO of one of the giants, it will take a lot longer. If you talk about Google, Facebook, all of this, you have to be head of the department of top MNC. That can happen. Head of the department can happen. Yes. So you can definitely be a CEO. The other part is of which company, of which entity, of what kind of organization. That is what we have to do. Okay. So thanks for giving me a heads up. I could see make India's best tax consulting firm. Yeah, even that can happen. If you are very specific, when you're zeroed down on something, it can happen. Right now, since you have helped me understand what you want, I'll directly jump into my story. So I'll narrate this story in a very interesting way, in a cinematic way. I'll tell you how it has to work. I'll tell you how it has to work, and also practically show you how I made it. So, theory plus reality, concept plus real story. We are integrating both. Are you ready? Just type ready if you're ready for this. All right. Here we go. So, give me your next 25 minutes to me. This could be the most life-changing and life-defining 25 minutes. And I'll explain everything with the help of this single structure. One single structure, I'll explain everything. Okay. Number one, I would call life as a journey, right? Life is a journey. Now, in order to make this journey, you need a vehicle. And when you need a vehicle, you need four wheels, right? You need four wheels to travel. You need four wheels. Now, these are the four wheels which you need. So, education and career can be bracketed in one wheel. The reason why I separated right now is right now you're in the cusp of both. You're about to get started, but a part of your education is left out, small part, probably 1 year, 2 years, you're done. You're completely going to the career part. But since it's a professional course, we're integrating it. So the four wheels of your life are career, relationships, health, and wealth. In relationships, family is far more important than any other relationship. We'll discuss more on that. So, career, health, wealth, and relationships. In career, there are two segments. Career, there are two segments. One is qualification, number two, skills. Qualification and skills. I'm wantedly not showing you the PPT or the description on the screen because I want you to register this. I really want you to register this into your mind. Okay. So number one, you have to stabilize this. When you want to build a career, you really have to have two aspects to it. One is qualification, number two, skills. In some careers, qualification is important than skills. In some careers, skills are important than qualification. Overall, skills are more important than qualification. That's a safe line. At the entry point, qualification becomes important because unless you have the qualification, people don't even know about your skills, right? So make sure you get a qualification, you keep building skills. That is about the career part. Next, we move to relationships. Relationships there are two aspects. One is personal relationship, the second one is professional relationship. In personal relationships, the most important relationship is finding a partner because you are a part of your father's family, right? That generation is done, and at this junction, you are on the cusp of forming your own family. One hand, you have to make sure you take care of your parents like your kids. At one point of time, they taught you everything, right? They took care of you financially, emotionally, economically, financially, in all dimensions. Similarly, you have to take care of your parents. You have to take care of your parents. That is about the personal part. And the other part is you have to make sure you start having your family. You have to start building your family. And apart from that, the other relations are professional. Any relation apart from this is a professional relation. Even our relation is a completely professional relationship. Although I'm solving personal problems, for you it's a personal problem. For me, it's a professional problem, right? So either personal relations or professional relations. Some of you will end up having a personal relationship due to the rapport, but this is how it works. Next, we're talking about wealth. We are talking about wealth. So when we say wealth, there are two components. One is liquid wealth. One is liquid wealth. The other one is long-term wealth. Liquid wealth will help you manage your day-to-day activity, your monthly income, yearly income. Most of the people, 70 to 80% of the population run for liquid wealth. When I cleared my CA, I would say at that junction, if I know around 200, 300 chartered accountants in that year who has cleared along with me, 99% of them are still playing the liquid wealth game. So they're always focused on the monthly, my package, my salary, and all of this. Very little focus is on long-term wealth. I focus only on long-term wealth. I never focused on liquid wealth. I'm very frank about it. In the last 10 years, I never focused. There was not even 1% focus long-term wealth because I know that there is one particular which is going to happen. There is one particular year which is going to happen where I'll make 10 years of income in just 1 year, and then in just 1 month you'll make 10 years of income. That is going to happen. But for that to happen, you have to stay focused on the long-term wealth. Liquidity, you just have to manage. It's going to be a bit of a crisis. It's not that easy, but you have to know, are you playing the liquid game or long-term game? And some people play the balanced game, like mix of both. That is also fine. You'll slightly reach upper middle class if you balance both. If you are playing only the liquid game, you are always stuck in the middle class. So here we are moving your middle class mentality to a millionaire mentality is what happens. And when you're talking about health, there are two dimensions: physical health and mental health. Physical health and mental health. Physical health, you're talking about your body. Mental health, you're talking about mind and emotion. We're talking about this, right? So this completes the entire picture, and based on the stage of your life, you will focus on the relationship accordingly. Let's say when Akshari, I think Akshari is here, when you're having someone like Akshari or any other mother, Lalina, anybody like that, so what will happen is your focus is more on the kid. You become a parent. There, in your relationship part, you are more focused on your relationship as a parent. If you are yet to get married, you are more focused on finding your partner. If you already are married, you are more focused on building long-term compatibility with your partner. So our journeys are different, but this is the core structure. This is the core structure, and everything in your life is a part of this. See, there are other things. Let's say you can call it identity, you can call it image, you can call it power. All of this are byproducts of this. I'll explain about them in detail at a later point of time. But this structure, how many of you find this structure awesome? How many of you find the four wheels of life possible? I just want to know, what did you figure out in the last couple of minutes, the last 3-4 minutes? So it's clear, right? Now all the four pillars, it's clear, right? Now I'll take you one more step. Please understand, guys, parallelly, please keep observing what I'm doing. Initially, when I'm explaining the concept, I always show a single slide. I'm explaining everything using a single slide. I'm not getting in, not showing you the text. Without knowing the scope, if I give you more details, you'll only feel confused. Okay, so you should be able to visualize this. That is the reason why we made it colorful. Normally, if you look at it, most of our slides will be in only two colors, either blue and white or black and white. So, but then I want this mental image to get fixed in your mind. Okay, so I'll explain the details of this now. So, in order to make sure everybody understands this, we want to, make your life a better living experience. And how we are going to do it, we'll look at this. Are you able to see the screen? So the details of the circle, we have looked at the base circle. This is our all new site. Our team has spent more than 100 hours in the last 1 week itself. We continually worked on this particular website. So these are the core components of our HIM life school. When I say HIM, we want to transform yourself into human intelligence masters. And when I say life, we want to help you balance all the four wheels. So one hand will help you balance, and parallelly we want to enhance what is there in each of these wheels. And this school is built for the new world. Post-COVID scenario, the world has changed significantly. And this is where we're talking about your complete life transformation. Right? So we are here to enhance all the four core aspects of your life, and we want to handhold you to build your career, bond with your family, maintain your health, and grow your wealth. And we want to create a fully functional operating system. So I'll explain more about this. So we are working on a human operating system, just like Windows and Mac. We are creating an operating system for humans. So HIM is all about you. So this is the opportunity where I'm waiting for. HIM is not Himakant. HIM is all about you. Human intelligence master. You can be human intelligence master. I work and I try to become a human intelligence master. That's where the capacity of HIM comes in. But overall, you can be HIM. And if you want to understand it easily, when you say Iron Man is not Tony Stark, right? Tony Stark built Iron Man. So I'm just building him. That's it. I'm not Iron Man. I'm only building it. So if you wear the suit, you become Iron Man. That's about it. If you wear the suit of him, you become him. So him is all about you. You are him. So this is the opening line, which should resonate with you. And more importantly, you need to know the overall DNA of life. And we were able to sum up in this one simple and beautiful paragraph. Okay. So to begin with, life is an experience. To live is a skill. A lot of you might object this. Why is living a skill? In fact, I had a conversation with Ganesha about this. So why is life a skill? And why is living a skill? We believe anything that can be improved is a skill. Anything that can be improved is a skill. So when your life can be improved, when your living style can be improved, it can be a skill, right? So life is an experience. To live is a skill. Learn to live. We are a group of highly experienced life trainers with deep expertise in installing life skills. Skills that directly enhance our living conditions and life experience are called life skills. And you constantly have to work on your life skill. And learning is the most fundamental life skill. Right now, you're learning about life, and this is the most important life skill. You have to learn to learn. You have to learn to live. You have to learn to live. And decision making and problem solving are the most important life skills. Happiness is also a skill. This is important. Happiness is also a skill. Confidence is also a skill. Anything that can be improved is a skill. Whether it's clearing the toughest exam in India, or cracking a job in Goldman Sachs, or convincing your spouse, even that is a skill. I have a personal experience of that. It's not that easy. I would say it's far more difficult than clearing CA. And then when you talk about other aspects, this we always say that health is wealth, right? But I would say health is not wealth. Health is different. Wealth is different. You need health. You need wealth also. Wealth cannot buy health. We need both. So this is what we're talking about. And most importantly, this is where we can come in. So we will help you balance all the four wheels of life. And once you balance all these four wheels, you become a life scholar, right? Once you balance all the four wheels, you become a life scholar. And after becoming a life scholar, once you balance this, there is more, right? It's not just about this. There's something behind. You might question, how would I become successful with this? There is something more. Can I become the Prime Minister of India with this? Can I start a company like Microsoft with this four wheels? I would say no. You need something more. But before you go into something more, you have to complete this. Okay. So first you have to start with this thing called life scholar. So life scholar is someone who builds the ability to balance everything. Once you become a life scholar, then you can think of moving to the next level. It's like CA foundation interfinal, right? In life also we are building this. First you become a life scholar, then you add a very powerful engine. The wheels are done. Now fix the wheels will somehow go. Now replace the engine. Replace the engine with a different engine, and that's where your intelligence come in. So if you replace the basic engine and with a high powerful engine, everything changes. Then you become human intelligent master. So him is all about your career, your family, your health, your wealth, and him life school. We would always strive to transform you in the best ever version you can possibly be. Let's say your capacity is 100. We'll ensure you get to 100. Your capacity is 80. You get to 80. Your capacity is 1000. We'll ensure you get to 1000. Fundamentally, we'll ensure everybody moves up. Everybody enhances their basic capacity and you reach your true potential. And we're doing it in a very, very systematic manner. Systematic, scientific, clear-cut manner, right? This is what I want to teach you, and this is what I want to learn from. I want you to learn from us. Clear? So how many of you loved this? How many of you loved this part of it? So this is a very, very clear vision for you. This is where Him Life School comes in. Super Student, yes, will help you clear your exams. Any exam, any difficult exam in India will help you crack, any kind of job. Will help you build a career. Super Student comes into play over there. But when it comes to the larger picture, Him Life School is something beyond Super Student. Him Life School had Super Student as a part of it, but you need something beyond it, right? So how many of you love this? Okay, I'll explain education, Suresh. I'll explain. We'll have a Q&A shortly. But to the point. Is it clear for everyone? Is the framework clear for each and every one of you? Right. So when you have this four wheels, career, health, wealth, and relation, education is included in career. You need a powerful driver, right? You need a driver. And that is what I'm talking about. You are the driver, so you have to master yourself, right? So career, yes, there are a lot of people who are good with careers, but they're not very sorted themselves. So you have to master yourself. So we are parallelly working on individual wheels, and we are also improving the driving skill. So the driving skill also has to improve. Just because you come and fix Apollo tires, the car would not move by itself. We'll help you fix the Apollo tires. We'll help you fix the MRF tires. The same time, will help you drive better. We teach you how to drive it. So this is where you come at the center. So four wheels, you come at the center. That is you, the life scholar, and you'll eventually become him. So this is exactly what we have. And our current board of mentors are our honorable member of parliament, and we are very happy to have Ganesh Balakrishnan sir beyond coming for guest lectures. He's a part of our board mentoring board, and Sudhakar sir is a fantastic personality, and sir has helped us reframe everything. If you see from last year how we have improved, Sudhakar sir was extremely instrumental over there. And this is the intro which you already know. This is the intro which most of you know, like how I have spent the last 12 years. And today what I'm going to teach you is something beyond this, something which you don't know till now. And this is one short 50-second video which we already.
Namaskaram, 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 Namaskaram. Welcome back to Him Talks. How exactly an additional qualification would help? So we're talking about CA and Sudhakar Rao Garu, who has got a mechanical engineering degree.
The problem is they're unable to talk.
How does your typical day look like? First of all, the conference has been a huge turnout.
So this is a quick summary of the journey, and I would also like to show you our journey. So some of you might be here.
I'm on a mission to share my secret framework and transform students into super students. Magic of mornings. No matter what anyone does, it is very important to have a power stack. Confusion to clarity. All of the questions I'll have answers here. Ask him anything. If you have any specific questions regarding anything, you can shoot out to us.
So that is the reason why we say participate in all our programs, because we are going to make you popular. On a lighter note, yeah. So let's come to my story. Let's come to the details of the story. This is one level. I'll also give you the second level for more detail. So basically, you talk about 3 years, 8 years, 7 years, whatever it is, right? For me, I had a 30-year vision. You can call it a 30-year strategic plan. And when I explained this to very, very popular leaders like Dr. Jay Prakash or Rammohan Naidu sir, even they were surprised. Even we don't plan 30 years in advance in political careers. And some of you might find it a bit weird. How do I know? I don't even know when the corona third wave is going to come. How would I plan something in advance? You need to know the direction, the long-term direction. Let's say you're launching a spaceship. Recently, Jeff Bezos went and came back safely. So when you're launching a spaceship, you just need to know the direction is there, not this. You see, car will go in this direction, spaceship will go in this direction. You can get a car for 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs. It will cost you a fortune to go in this direction. So my direction is this. So please understand, if the direction is different, the ecosystem is different. So a lot of people, when my relatives or somebody ask me, why is everybody joining a job and earning in lakhs after just clearing CA? Why are you not doing that? I would simply say, this is the direction. They just want to go in this way. I want to go in this way. When I have to go in this way, I need the support of NASA, or I have to build ISRO myself. So how can you launch it, right? But once you get there, the whole world is watching you. The whole world is looking at you, and you have a fantastic opportunity to change the experience of the whole world from this direction to this direction. And a car, you're always stuck with traffic. There is no traffic in this direction, right? So that is exactly how I like to travel there, and that is the reason why I have a 30-year vision, right? So my 30-year plan started in 2009. So 2009 is where I aggressively started planning about this, and 2010 is the first phase. So 2010 to 2019, this is the first phase, and I can also tell you the progress code of what has happened. At that point of time, I only planned things in advance. Now you know what I have planned. You also know what I have achieved, because this is working like a live startup. You can see what I'm saying. You can see what I'm achieving. You can see the difference between the walk and talk. Are you able to see the screen, or are you getting some issue? I think Bhavesh has an issue. Is the screen clear to you, all of you? Is the screen clear? Okay, let me stop share and reshare it. Please, were the video and audio clear when we did the video? Were the video clear when you watched those videos? Okay, video was clear, screen is not clear. Okay, so I changed the settings. Now I think I moved the settings from video to screen sharing. So now is it clear? Screen is clear, right, for all of you? Okay. Once I clear my CA, okay, so I'll start with the beginning. Before CA, I'll tell you in the next 5 minutes. But before that, I'll start after CA. After clearing CA, I immediately did not take up any job. I spent some time under a holy sage. So you can call it a monk. You can call him a monk. I spent some time because I want to reflect upon something deeper. It's not just about playing the rat race, right? There is a lot of excitement about clearing CA in the very first attempt, the days of 21, and all of that is fine. But I really want to take a break, because whether you're successful or failing, you need a break. Even when you see that you miss an attempt, we always make sure you spend some time in understanding a reflection. So that is the first stage where I spend some time in reflecting, and this is what we kind of include in all our membership plans, where we ask our students to reflect upon themselves. This is number one. And second, civil services. No, this broke the myth of infallibility. Like Alexander coming in India, I think if you're watching the serial around 8 p.m. every day, my mom and dad watches that. So he was the global warrior. He could crack everything. I got a rank in CME. I clear I clear CA. And whatever I want, I kind of do it. Whatever I want, I get things done. And then I went into civils, and civils gave me a tight slap. One part of it is reservation, but that's not the complete. I don't want to take it as an excuse. Reservation, you don't have reservation chartered accountancy. It's purely merit based. In civil services, there is 50% reservation. That will affect your chances, especially when you're coming from a general category or OC. So that was one problem which I had. But then I totally understand that you cannot ride on your past success completely. You have to ensure you keep improving. Probably I should have improved. Right now, if I write civils, I'm sure I'll crack it. But at that point of time, there are 2 or 3 things which I did wrong. Probably I was focused on both the clearing civils and earning or sustaining for myself, because I didn't want to ask money from my family, and that was a terrible mistake. Later on, everybody blamed. Who cares about this 1 lakh or 2 lakhs? You could have wrote it. It's a family's pride. Why do you have to take those decisions? You should have asked us simply. So that is the reason why I keep saying you have to have proper communication with your family. Sometimes we feel guilty about depending on our parents, but they don't mind it, because it's gonna stay there for decades to come, right? They still say that. So when you think that there's a financial condition on something, have an open conversation with your parents or your relatives or your extended family. Most of the time you'll get help, because they know it. Somebody in your family would have tried CA. When they're not doing it, they'll have that soft corner. You have to open up the personal conversations. In general conversations, nobody will talk openly. Most likely it will be critical. But only in personal conversations, only in one-to-one conversations, you'll see a different person. So this is what I want to tell you. So failure teaches a lot. And this, the kiss of death. When I say this, I was going on a Himalayan bike ride from Bangalore to Goa without telling my mom. Somewhere before Goa, it was a one-way path. Like if you have ever traveled through the Western Ghats, you understand that it's a one-way travel. So it was around 11 p.m. in the night. We are just about to reach Goa. and I was traveling, and suddenly I saw a scooter coming on the middle of the road. It was too quick for me. In order to save myself, I had to go and hit that scooter, because if I go right, there are other vehicles coming. There is no way that I'll survive. In the left, the road is not good. It's completely muddy. So if I go straight, I can brake, but that will hit the scooter. Since it is their mistake, I could have done that. But what the difference is? What is the difference is? I saw a small kid, like probably my daughter says right now, small kid. Mother was carrying him. I know that will be deadly for the whole family. Although it is their mistake, it's okay. Don't talk about mistakes, right? We only talk about the impact. So immediately I knew that it was risky for me. I turned my bike to the complete left. The bike got dragged probably for 500, 600 meters, or probably even a kilometer, because it just got dragged for a very long time. I thought I'm done for that. I immediately remembered my mom. I kind of said sorry to herself. And I don't know, I knew it was the end of my life. At that point, what actually happened is, I was not able to recollect anything apart from mom. I just remember my mom, and then it was blank. It was completely blank. That surprised me. I thought I'll have a lot of regrets. I'll have a lot of memories. I had none. No regrets, no memories. That's when I realized that my life has been blank in a way. In one dimension, it is fine, but that's where that split second of death, that kiss of death, helped me understand my life is not happening the way I want. It was reasonably better than anybody else, but not absolutely better than the way I wanted. So once I survived that accident, thanks to my gear, one more important aspect, I spent some 60,000 on buying expensive gear. A lot of people scolded me, why should you spend so much time on gear? 60,000 you can get a bike, but you need to anticipate. You need to focus on survival. So I was able to survive that accident, and I was able to realize how short your life is. You can just die any single minute. You can just die any single second. So you cannot wait for the achedin. I'll clear this, I'll do that, I'll do that. That's never going to happen. You have to start working on your aspiration and purpose parallelly. But the level of intensity will vary. Some right now you can call me, I'm 90% focused on what I'm doing. Remaining 10%, I still have to struggle for survival, right? Because when you're focused on long term, the current liquidity gets hit. So it is always there. I'll solve this in the next year. Next year, when we are meeting for anniversary, I'll clearly tell you how I have solved my liquidity problem also. We have solved 90% of the problem. I said 10% is left. I'll tell you the story of that also. So this part, I came back. I resigned from my job, EY. I totally loved my job actually. That's actually good. Nothing wrong about it. But it is not exactly what I wanted to do. So I took a very daring decision. At that point of time, I was about to get married, and people say that without a job you won't get married. I did not think about it. I'll find someone who will like me, not just my job, my package, or my bike, or something else. So that's a very daring step. It sounds cinematic, but practical. It's very, very difficult. You'll understand when you get there. You'll understand what I'm telling you when you actually get there. The importance of taking such a bold step. And next, uh, you know, when you truly find a fantastic relation, what happens is it is having a second heart. It's like a co-founder. You have a co-founder of your life. So the moment you have a team, right? So when you have a team in your organization, the team grows faster. Similarly, when you have a team at a personal level, you have a personal co-founder. That could be your spouse. Only your spouse can be your personal co-founder. Nobody else, or your girlfriend for that matter. Nobody can get so intimate and so deep and so intense, right? So I'm extremely blessed to find Dr. Namrata. I would never say this to her. Obviously, you can't say this to her directly, but then. No, I always feel lucky to find her, and this has made me a complete human first. Like before him, human intelligence master, I have to become a human, right? So this completed my human. So a bit of spirituality and a bit of knowledge, both from my chartered accountancy and civil services and experiences, and then one compatible life partner. So till this point, you have career and then you have a relation. So career and relation were good enough for me to build something, and in this process, I have built my fitness also. If you look at me, I'm not carrying a six pack right now. Probably sometime next year, yes. But the point is, in the last 7 years, my weight difference is less than a kilo. I'm always around 67 to 70 in the last 7 years. It never changes. I maintain it in that shape and dimension. So I did a certification, fitness certification from Goals International Gym. That's the world's leading gym chain before COVID. Right now, it changes because it hit all the gym industry. So that's what helped me hit 100-hour weeks. So basic fitness, which you need your mental fitness and physical fitness. So this is where the health part is coming up. And I added a layer of yoga also. My dad and mom are yoga trainers. But the point is, I did a certification course myself so that I'll understand the dimension of the unification of body and mind. Physical fitness is at the body level, gym works on your muscles, yoga works on a deeper aspects. Okay, so this is where it is. And then the next 4 experiences, like my grandma's death, shook me completely. It deeply disturbed me because that was the other, just like my accident. This death was very disturbing. It was very deep for me. So these are all other factors which help me shape my overall personality. Clearing CA, suddenly the world started taking me seriously. It's not about that. I was never having the self validation problem. The point is, the world started listening to me. Imagine me talking to you without having a CA. Me talking to you without clearing CA at the age of 21. Although I would still say the same, you would not take it in the same way. So world has to understand you. It's like uh, a brand. It's like a personal brand. So CA helped me that, and I got felicitated for my rank in CWA. I did not again. It does not affect me directly, but when I took my parents over there, my parents were invited, and they were felicitated in terms of in front of probably 1,000 crowd. And that day, my parents felt very proud of me. They're literally crying and all. So that is the reason why I keep going to convocations. I want to enjoy that moment, not just me. And that is the reason why I keep all of my super students to actively participate in your convocation. And if you remember, we do that visualization exercise, right? So that convocation exercise. So you have to make sure your parents are proud of you. Matlab, once you do that, you will feel free. You no longer have guilt. Okay, your parents have helped you. It's not about barter system, but the point is you need that. You wanted to give them something very solid, and that is an experience. That is an experience, a moment of proudness. So involve your parents in your success. Only the 2-3 minutes will make them happy for the next 20, 30 years till they live. So this is what I recommend from the bottom of my heart. And work experience of EY, as I said, startups will help you, but working with a large organization with more than 230,000 employees, have a presence in over 200 countries will definitely help you look at the bigger picture. So now I kind of learned a lot from EY. So that is the reason why I always ask you to do 2 things. If you want to grow everything faster, work with Big Four for 1 year, prepare for civils for 1 year. And in our 5-year membership, in our 5-year life membership or 5-year membership, will ensure you do both. We'll take care of that. So that is one part. And I spent 6 months at ITC in audit perspective. That is where I have understood the power of loyal and faithful employees. Generally, people change companies in just 2-3 years, right? ITC had people who spent some 30-40 years with them, permanently working in one organization. My dad worked with ITC for one. I would say only one organization he's worked with. 34 years he worked with LIC. So if I have somebody who can work with me for 5 to 10 years, anybody who can work with me for 5 to 10 years, we can do life-changing progress. I just need 10 people. We call it HIM11. I think already some of you are part of it directly and indirectly. So HIM11, I just need 10 people. I'll show you what I can do. 10 people, that's it. 10 people, strong, solid. I'll convert each and everybody into a human intelligence master. Will accelerate everything. And this is the reason why I kind of give a lot of importance in involving students in the work we do, right? And books, I read extensively. I completely read extensively. And books are the building blocks of your life. More than friends, books are important. And in the membership program, we'll recommend and we'll also send you some of the books ourselves to read. And Him Talks, Him Talks is a brand which helped me to connect. So all the interviews, if you look at all the conversations and all the interviews with Jay Prakash, Kampa Nageshwar, Michael Brown, national, international, all these people, when you talk right now, it's a conversation, right? I'm not giving you any course, I'm not giving you any gyan, but it's just a conversation. I'm just explaining what I have in my heart and mind. So it will create a better connect. Once the connect is created, it is easy for both of us. It is easy for both of us to take the next step forward. Otherwise, if the connect is not created, it's always a client and company relationship. The moment you think about Him Life School, okay, it's another company which is trying to sell me a course. So your mind creates resistance. When you start resisting, you would not look at things purely. You would not look at things purely. That is very dangerous. You cannot learn. So as an entity, especially when we are talking about life growth, we need to ensure that there is no barrier between you and us. That is the reason why we kind of organize this. Because if you look at, unlike other institutes, we don't organize commercial events at a larger scale. We only organize this personal events. And in these events, for people who are a part of this, we will give the first access. Let's say we officially want to launch a 5-year membership next year. But this year, which I'll give you an opportunity about how you can get into this. So we are starting with a 1-year membership. So we are starting with a 1-year HIM Life School membership. And what will happen is, in this, we'll have the best people. When we have the best people, the performance of the program will go significantly higher. So that is the reason why we strategically did not advertise all the programs. If you look at our website, I can show you right away. So if you look at our courses, we don't sell all the courses in public. So few of them are open for all. Few of them will be given only to specific people. So we don't openly advertise all the programs. So similarly, what we kind of recommend you is, when you have something on your mind, when you have something on your vision plan, you have to carefully determine what is it you're going to do with X category of people. What is it you're going to do with X category of people? Let's say there is somebody who can teach accounting properly. Go there, learn accounting, come back. If they're not good with personality building, don't learn that from there. Always learn from the best. Always learn from the best. Always spend your time with the best. Similarly, some courses which are open courses, we are open for all. There are some courses we also would like to work with the best. We also would like to spend our time with the best. So the way you choose your mentor, we also want to choose the best of the students, best among the better. So this is exactly how it happens. So this is what you can see. Let's say if you look at this 5-year membership, we only ask you to apply. So membership, you cannot buy it. You cannot buy it directly. You can only apply it. The reason we want to understand. Similarly, you have to be very careful about what is the kind of access which you are giving to a lot of people individually, right? So I'm just giving you everything practically. I'm connecting you my personal life. I'm connecting you the principle. I'm connecting you the ideology in terms of the company also. So till this point, how many of you are clear? How many of you are clearly able to understand what we are doing? How many of you are clearly able to understand what we are doing? How many of you are clearly able to understand the back-end process of what exactly is happening? So how many of you loved my story so far? Now I'll also take you back. I have started from 2009, right? 2009 I have started. Now I'll start from 1990, the year in which I was born. 2000, I'll start from there in the next 5 minutes. But how many of you like the story so far? Okay, right now, fantastic. So I'll share the other part of the story. Actually, I thought I'll share it in the membership session. Like once people become our live members, I want to share it for limited people. But as I promised, since you're there with me, I'll share it. I'll share it with everyone. But before getting there, some of you wanted, to get into a 5-year membership, right? How many of you wanted to get into our membership plans, which is beyond your super student? How many want to learn more? How many want to learn everything in a systematic way? Let me understand how many of you want to. Fantastic. Okay, so you are literally the first two people. Ideally, I wanted one of our guests to launch, Ganesh Balbishan sir, Sudhakar sir, but then since we are having the guest in the afternoon session, you are inaugurating this. This is the very first time you are seeing this. This is the very first time world is seeing. It got ready. I would say the website, this page, it just got ready in the morning around 3:30 4 a.m. So technically, I would say you are the chief guest. You 34 people are whoever people who are watching it here, or all the people who are watching it on the YouTube or wherever it is. You are the kind of people who are first watching it. So literally, you are our founding members. You are our founding life members, and this is where it is. I'll quickly explain what is this about. So it has got 5 components. Okay. So we discussed the 4 wheels, right? Career, relationship, health, and wealth. These are the 4 components. These are the 4 components which you are going to learn. These are the 4 components which you are going to learn. And let me share it with you. You can check in your phone parallelly. And this is the official launch of the website, guys. We have not shared it openly to anyone. The website, we built it, but we did not share it. So here we go. I'm sharing the website of our Him Life School membership plan at 12/27 and July 22nd, 2021. An important moment for us because Super Student is one thing, but Him Life School membership is something which we're very proud about. So 1, 2, 3. Here we go. You can see that. You can click on that. And let me quickly explain you this. So these are the 5 core aspects which we will train you over a period of a year. So in 1 year, there will be 50 weekly sessions. We'll meet every single Sunday. And it's not that next Sunday there is a session or not. Every single Sunday, we'll have a life hour. We call it life hour, or we call it life scholar hour. We'll decide a time. Right now, what is there in my mind is 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. every Sunday for the next 50 Sundays. For the next 50 Sundays, we'll have this. So every Sunday we'll do it. So in the 50 sessions, we have categorized it into 5 core aspects. 5 core aspects. One is personal mastery. In personal mastery, we'll talk about intelligence, we'll talk about clarity, we'll talk about your emotional bonding, we'll talk about mental conditioning, we'll talk about resilience, we'll talk about I would say adaptability. So there are all these aspects which will make you become a master of your own body, mind, soul. You call it manasa, vasha, karma, right? So that is what is going to happen in this personal mastery. And next, career will help you clear any exam in India. How do you clear any exam in India? And how do you crack the toughest job? We'll show you the pathway. We'll also show you how do you crack it. Okay, the vision and the action plan. We'll show you both. Next, coming to relationships. When you're talking about relationships, clear. Personal relationships, professional relationships. Because network is net worth. I'm writing the statement. I'm writing the statement for you. Network is net worth. You remember this. Your network is your net worth, nothing else. It could be a student network, it could be any other network, but network is always your net worth. Remember that, okay? And then we have health. Somebody already said the concept is fantastic. You have physical health, you have mental health. Mental health includes emotional health. And now we're talking about wealth. Wealth here, your liquidity, and also we are having your long-term wealth, liquid wealth and long-term wealth. How many of you like what you're seeing? How many of you like what you're seeing? Isn't it the complete career frame? Isn't it the complete career frame? Isn't it the complete life frame? So if you look at this, this is the life frame which we are talking about. Absolutely, Ashi. Yes. So this is exactly the life frame which we are talking about, right? And most importantly, in this 1 year, this is the eventual outcome. This is the eventual outcome which you will become at the end of this. Starting from mom and starting from some programs in Super Student and Confusion to Clarity, all the programs which you have, you'll get free access for entire 1 year. There will be all the programs which you are seeing, you'll get complete free access for a span of 1 year. How many of you think this is awesome? How many of you find this particular membership plan to be awesome? How many of you find this? How many of you love this? So everything you're seeing, because this is the best ever program which you have built. Till date, in the last 11, 12 years, this is the best ever program which you have built because it's a culmination of our last 10 years experience and effort. So the Super Student basic programs until the boot camp and all other programs will get it here. Okay, now before I open up, how much do you think we should price it? How much do you think we should price it? What do you think we should charge for this? Yes, Suresh, most welcome. Most welcome. So just give me a number, guys. Just give me a number because if you look at our current, we charge around 4,500 per month or 9,000 per month, right? So if you look at it annual, it should be either 54,000. If you include everything, it should be 81,000, right? Annually. So this is the current pricing which you're already paying, right? Most of you already pay either 4,500 per month or 9,000 per month, and this is applicable only for today because no, I am always interested in finding the first few people because these people, the first 10 people will help us build 100 people and then 1,000 people. I follow this principle: 10 people, 100,000, 10, 100,000, and that is the reason why we kind of do this. So Santosh said 50 to 60K. Just give me a figure, guys. How much do you think? How much do you think? Or how much? What do you think should be the value of this program? And what is the price level which you will feel extremely comfortable and which you will be happy to jump in? See, the point is, the four wheels are something which the four wheels are something which everybody should get or improve. There is no doubt about it. Now, when you're looking at the screen, the screen which you're looking at, I'm not, somebody who would say we are the only one who will do this. I don't know who else is going to do this. The point is, you have to do this. My point being, you have to do this. It's not about Human Life School membership. It's all about this 5 wheels which you have to build in the next 1 year. If you understand the importance of this, if you understand the value of this, my purpose is done. If you are taking, if you are walking away with this takeaway, that okay, now I understood the game of life. Now I literally know from someone who has did and achieved everything practically. From tomorrow onwards, I'm going to focus on all of these fields. So this is what I want to have a takeaway from this session for each and every one of you. It's clear. Every time you think, okay, let me start with personal mastery. I have my career, I have my relationships, I have my health, I have my wealth. I'm going to work on this parallelly. This is how you have to build, right? Since you are already here, since you already want to jump into this, I'm giving you an offer which is, I would say, unbelievable and impractical. It's impractical. It doesn't work. It's outrightly loss making for us. But the point is, we are going to give it only right now. It's open only right now because you're a part of the session. You can click the link and you will be surprised. You can click the link. I'm sharing you a link. You can click the link and you'll be surprised to see. And if you want to be a part of this for 1 year, just jump in right away. And if you want to make sure one of your friends has to get this, just share the link right away. And you'll see that from tomorrow, the price will be changed. I will see that the next time you look at it, probably in the next session which you open this, it will be completely changed. So based on this, how many of you want to get in? Because we want to recognize you as our founding members. We want to recognize you as our core members, right? The first members, are always so special. How many of you want to get into this? Fantastic. Yes, it's for 50 weeks, guys. It's for 50 weeks. Every week we'll meet. Every Sunday we'll meet. Every Sunday we'll have a concept. We'll break down this into 10 sessions: personal mastery 10 sessions, relationship 10 sessions, health 10 sessions. This is the core program, and complimentary. Whenever you want, you can attend any of our super student workshop or any of our study buddy. You can become a part of it, or you can use our lockdown library. You can attend our mom sessions. Everything is complimentary, and you can join Confusion to Clarity any number of times. It's all up. It's all open to you, right? So this is what you're going to get. And I'm sharing the link. You just have to click here. If you're already using my website, you just have to click here. And I'm doing 2 things here. One, as anniversary offer, we are reducing it to 27,000 per year. As a part of this anniversary offer, we are reducing it to 27,000 per year. And right now, if you're taking a decision, you're only paying 50%. If you remember, most of you opted for 50% discount in our programs, right? At the beginning of the poll. So I'm doing it practically. I'm just doing it practically. So this is what you're going to get. So this is 27,000 per year. And right now, if you're taking a quick decision, this is it. This is what you have to pay, and this is what you'll get. And it's a certification course, guys. It's a certification course. You'll get a certificate. So let me see who is the first member. Let me see who's the first member. And once we're done with this, I'll go back and explain the previous 30 years of my life, because since I won't mind opening up more, right? The point is, I can share only some things in a public view, some things, once we have that bond, and that will give me greater confidence to open up more. I'll share you the full side of the story. So let me see who is the first member. If you have already done it, let me know. So if you got a confirmation, just let me know who is the first member. I'm really excited to have my first member. See, yeah, to answer your question, what actually happens is, if you look at our regular plans, you either have 4,500, right? 4,500 or 9,000. So in terms of, if you look at 4,500, since you're taking a long-term decision, it is going for 54,000. No, it goes into 54,000. Now, as anniversary launch, we are making it 27,000. And for being a part of this, because there are more than, I would say, if there are 100 people who register for any event, it's always 30%. It's always 30% who actually come and attend. So you took the decision to join. You took the decision to come and spend time with us, and most importantly, you are part of our inaugural session. It is more about that emotional bonding more than anything else, because you understand with 13,500, nothing will happen. And the first 10 members, I want them to join because they trust us. Because as we proceed forward, see, 1 month down the line, you see that you have a lot of testimonials, you have a lot of PDFs, you see a lot of ads on Facebook, YouTube. That is what happens. But we are always interested in people who join us organically. And I think Santosh got the first confirmation. We might get the update a bit later. So Santosh Todkar is our first member, followed by Mitesh. So hearty congratulations, both of you. Fantastic. So let me congratulate both of you. So welcome, Santosh. Santosh, send me your image. I'll have it on the website. So thanks for taking a fantastic decision. It is very, very precious for us, Santosh, and welcome, Mitesh. Both of you have been there with us. And guys, you need to understand that no matter whatever you do, even if you have 10,000 students, when you have 1 lakh students, it always happens. But when you start something fresh, right? Just like a student, when he wants to start something on an auspicious day, when they want to start something on a good day, you kind of want to have a great start, or you want to have a good beginning, right? So similarly for anybody, it is always like that. And these are our precious moments. These moments are very special to us. So thanks for being a part of this. So I don't know what is that link, Ramu. I'm not sure about it. So others, you can use the link. I hope I have shared both the links. You can have a look at it. And yes, that's okay, Ramu. Not a problem. That's okay. I think it's a mistake. You have sent some other thing. Okay. For others, you can, if you want to act, that's it. The difference is the price, nothing else. You'll get the same benefits. The only difference is you'll get 50% price. That's about it. you can decide accordingly. So if you want this is the membership, and you can share it with your friends who want to use this. After this, it will become 27,000 from tomorrow or shortly. Now let's get back to the remaining part of the story. We'll wind up in next 15 minutes. I'll share you the remaining part of the story. Okay, so any questions regarding this membership? I hope we're all clear with what you're getting. So any questions regarding this membership plan? Because we want to ensure that all your expectations are met. We want to ensure all your expectations are met. So do you have any questions regarding this? So is the plan clear? Santosh, you can send it to my WhatsApp number. You can share your image or mail it to me. him@himlifeschool.com. See, Pratik, I'll tell you what happens. If you look at super student is an entity. Super student is an entity which is focused on helping you clear the exam, right? What we teach at super student is where we'll kind of help you clear the exams. That's what we do. Okay, I'll give you the organization plan. I think this is a good question. So I'll help you the structure also, how we build something. So normally, this is the overall scope. This is the overall scope of what we do. So let's say this is what you are going to get in this life membership. So these are the overall scope. The first, this is the entire picture. When you specifically talk about super student, we are focused on this. Super student focused on career. So career is what you are going to learn in this super student. But then you need everything else, right? You need everything else. For everything else, we have Him Life School. So Him Life School has all the programs. Let's say Byju's has MBA, Byju's has UPSC, Byju's has CA, Byju's has CAT. It has multiple things. In that, this is only one part of it. So similarly, life has all of this. So super student is mostly focused on this particular part. So any membership which you take for advanced or pro, that is mostly focused on super student. So Him Life School, it's a separate entity. Now, when you become a Him Life School, when you become a member of Him Life School, you'll get access to some part of the super student. Let's say when you join this workshop, you can get access to that. But when you talk about mentorship, these are separate. So pro mentorship or advanced mentorship, these are separate. And when you talk about Him Life School membership, this is separate. And for pro members in super student, yes, we'll give you some level of access. But if you really want to ensure you learn everything, you want to pick everything, this is the best option, because even your pro mentorship will come for the 5-month validity, right? This is a 1-year course. So these are two different things. It depends on what you want to choose. So if you're not really sure about how to proceed forward, I would recommend this because it's coming at an exceptionally good price point and it will cover all the aspects. You join this, and when you understand that you need something deeper, so this is wider. Super student goes deeper. If you want something deeper, you can get into it. Oh, welcome Anushri. So I hope we are clear with this. I hope we are clear with this part. What is Him Life School? What is super student? For relationships, we'll have a separate brand called Him and Her. We kind of create all of this. We are bringing in more brands. Learning mission, earning mission will bring in more brands. But I guess so far we are clear. Pretty good. Okay. So let me proceed ahead with the rest of the presentation. Okay. I think you wanted to know about the back end of how I built what I did, right? So I'll get there. So this is what you have to do. Forget about everything else. This is what you have to do. You have to upgrade your mindset. To begin with, you have to upgrade your mindset to craft your career, to deepen your relationships, maintain your health, and grow your wealth. If you do these 5 things, your life will be fantastic. These are the 5 things which you have to focus upon. Clear? And when we say that we want to enhance your life experience, we are always focused on these 5 things. And by doing this, we help you build your dream life. And dream is a destination. And for you to achieve this dream, this is the breakup I'm talking about. You need 4 wheels to achieve this dream, right? So for career, you need qualification and skill. For relationship, you need personal and professional. In health, you need physical and mental. In wealth, you need liquidity and long term. This is what you have to do. And only a skilled driver can balance all the wheels. And this is where you need personal mastery. So we are dealing with this also. There are 10 sessions on this. And somebody who attains all the 4 wheels is called a life scholar. So 1 year you'll become a life scholar, and we transform you into a life scholar in this 50 weeks. Okay, this is what we're talking about. These are the additional benefits which you'll get. And how do we do that? The focus is on all these 3 aspects. Will continuously help you build skills, problem solving, decision making. It happens on a continuous scale. And we always use straight line algorithms. Straight line algorithms. When I say algorithm is a mechanism or a step-by-step procedure to solve a problem or achieve something. This is where I'll tell you how I built algorithms throughout my life. And this is what you'll, I hope you're clear with this. Somebody who is having super student mentorship, they'll get this. And there are other aspects, learning mission, earning mission, interpersonal relationship, there are other dimensions which you're talking about. And if you remember, I said my first mission, right? 2010 to 2019. 2010 to 2019 was the first aspect. How many of you remember this? I said I built my life in 3 phases. This is the first phase. How many of you remember this? I showed you 40 minutes ago. So in the first phase, I wanted to have a solid qualification. I want to get into a good relationship, and I want to create my own career. I want to craft my own career, guys. Deloitte is not your own career. You're getting into it, you're following a part of it. EY is not your career. When you say your own career, you are building something on your own. You're having your own company. You're having your own startup, right? So this is exactly what I did. So I built an algorithm from 2010 to 2019, and all the 3 things which I wanted to do have been accomplished. Becoming a CA, marrying a doctor, and customizing my own career, all of them happened. Next aspects, I had a opportunity to have my internal enlightenment. I went through multiple spiritual cycles, and that was fantastic. And I built a fantastic connection network. Like I have extremely high, very good connections, very high connections. I'm very grateful for that. And also I was able to build a lot of trust in the student community. So this is also part of my network, right? And finally, I have a beautiful little daughter, Ira. So that's a bonus. I did not anticipate that in my plan 30 year. That was, no, I don't know. I did not think about it directly. So that's a beautiful bonus, right? And when I say algorithm, everything you want to do, let's say in career, where are you, where you want to go? Where are you, where you want to go? In relation, single to married, or married to single, whatever it is. You have to decide where are you and where you want to go. Okay, A to B approach. Next, you need to have a clear understanding of the problem. So what exactly is the problem? You need to have a clear and deeper understanding of the problem. Next, you need to have a pre-designed range of solutions. So let's say tomorrow you are not able to study. Now, what is a predefined range of solution? For Bhavesh, a predefined solution is I'll ping him a answer on the WhatsApp. I'll call him. Somebody, it's always like that, right? So there are predefined solutions, always work like this. And exceptions to be handled separately. Let's say I ask you to wake up at 5 o'clock every day. Now don't think about next Monday I'm having a marriage. Don't think about borders. Don't think about boundaries. Just think about something which you can do every day. Handle exceptions separately. So decide to study 8 hours every day. One fine day when you're not able to study, then we can do it separately, right? And you need to have data-driven decisions. You only have to take data-driven decisions. I hope all the 5 are clear. How many of you understood all the 5 points? These are very, 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 very deep level points which we have simplified it. But if you do this, you'll suddenly see your algorithm can build very fast. How many of you are able to understand this? All right. Thanks for the confirmation. And there's something called inner peace algorithm. We're working on it. So what is this is? Apart from all of this which I mentioned, personal mastery, career, health, wealth, marriage, you need to be peaceful, right? You need to be completely peaceful all the time. This is very, very important. Unless you are peaceful, which is very difficult for us to handle the stress and strain which happens in our life. So you need to be super peaceful about you generally have to be very peaceful throughout your life. So that is exactly what we are talking about, and we are building a separate algorithm for this. And from here, I'll directly take you through my 30-year journey. These are some of the things which you're already aware of. So these are the Google reviews which have already got Facebook reviews, Google reviews. Most of you are part of this. And this is our research and development. So all the algorithms, all the support which you'll get is a part of our research wing. A lot of doctors are associated with this. So here we want to use intelligence. As I said, when you want to build that driver, that driver is completely built, or the driver is you, and we are creating an engine based off intelligence. So this will become a software for you without you thinking about X and Y possibilities all the time. And we help humans learn like machines and machines think like humans. This is another ambitious goal which we are going to do in the future. And we want to understand intelligence at the most fundamental level. And our focus area is in identifying the interconnections of intelligence. Intelligence is not just one aspect, there are multiple aspects. I'm showing you the backend. Now that you are becoming a part of our life membership, I'm showing you what we kind of show it to limited people. And we explore both philosophical, physiological, and psychological dimensions. Brain, there is only one part which is physiological, the other part is psychological. Right now we are working on psychological and philosophical, which we are able to teach you in terms of those micro modules. And we're in the exploration of black hole of our brains. And these are other aspects. These are our prospects. We want to grow into a $150 million in the next 3 years. This is going to happen. And we would see if we can connect with companies like this, because they are also working on something similar in artificial intelligence. So we are going to combine human intelligence and artificial intelligence, and we would definitely would like to work with all of these companies. And DeepMind is one of the companies which is owned by Google Health. And these are some of the people who are part of this project indirectly. They're currently working with LinkedIn, Apple, and Vinil is a data scientist. Most of them are very closely related to me. And these are the other dimensions which we're talking about. Now, I'll directly share you the story. So I was born in 1990, and each and every story of ours will start as a caterpillar, right? Before you convert it to the butterfly, it starts with a caterpillar. So you need to understand, you need to spend some time over there. You cannot fly directly. You need to build your wings over a period of time, right? In the first few years, I changed 7 different schools. My father used to work with LIC, so I had to change 7 different schools. And in school, generally, I always was a calm going person. Like when it is about intellectuality, not many people can match me. But in terms of other attributes, I was a calm going person. I was not very aggressive. But I always see that a lot of people used to bully me just for the sake of it, and there was a lot of dominance for no reason. And since I'm a new student, so people, when you're a new student, people would like to rag you, right? I'm a new student forever. Every year I used to change my school, so I'm always a new student. So people used to do that a bit aggressive, and a lot of people asked me to recommend their tuitions. Like at that point of time, if you remember, how many of your school teachers had private tuitions? How many of you remember this? How many of your school teachers? How many of your school teachers had private tuitions? So I somehow did not like that concept. Like when I'm already spending time with you, why do you want? If you want to really have a separate ecosystem, take it directly. Because if you look at it, there are a lot of YouTube channels. They don't sell anything. Indirectly, they say buy this course to get some commission. I hate that approach. So I really want to be direct. So the reason why I did not join that is it's indirect, right? So you want to teach something, be direct about it, be open about it. This is what we are going to do. This is what we want from you. This is what we teach. That's it. Straightforward communication. This is exactly what works. So that was a problem for me, where I was not able to understand that fact. Why should I come here? Why should they not teach here and all of that? So they wantedly used to, give me some punishments and all of that. They wanted to discriminate that because I was open about it. I was talking about to my friends and all. Don't join them in fear. So they understood it. That was one part. So schooling, if you ask me, as an experience, it was not great for 2 reasons. One, I used to complete my syllabus in the summer holidays. I used to buy the books early, or used to borrow from my seniors for some years, and then I complete everything in 2-3 months. I just go through the entire content, like novel reading. I understood the framework. This is what you do in your warm up. If you remember Metesh and Ainika, you kind of do this in your warm up, right? The first warm up week, in 5 days, you go through everything aggressively. You go through multiple question papers, right? So this is what I do. This is why I teach you that. I always go through the bulk of the syllabus in just 2-3 months, and that's it. Next time it is very easy. You develop an exposure, and many students always used to learn from me. Even from that age, they always used to learn from me, and they used to give me their pencils, or they used to get me some chocolates, whatever it is. So I almost used to get a pen for every chapter I teach them. Most of them are worried about marks and they cannot understand. So I was very good at teaching from a very young age. And my dad used to teach me the basics of psychology, politics, yoga. We had a lot of discussions. My dad was very, very instrumental. Like that is the reason why I keep saying dad is my first mentor. And that was very, very helpful. And mom used to teach me Ramayana, Mahabharat, Bhagavad Gita, and all of it. So I had the exposure of both from both the sides. My grandmother, I spent a lot of time with her, and she used to take care of my other needs and all. So that was I'm lucky to have a very loving family. So that was what happened until 2005. And after 2005, I entered into intermediate. I want a honest response from you. I want a honest response from you here. How many of you found your intermediate a bit turbulent? I would say plus one, plus two, class 11, class 12. How many of you found it turbulent? How many of you found it a bit difficult to handle? You just have to go back and time travel a bit. So how many of you actually found it a bit difficult to handle? So generally what happens is in intermediate, if you are completely focused on your education, let's say you want to crack IIT, you want to get into medicine. When you are completely focused, or you want to get into CA, when you're completely focused on one particular aspect, it is very easy. But that was the time where I want to understand life. I really wanted to understand life. At the same time, there was a lot of pressure for me to complete this academic structure, which I was not really interested because I knew that because at the end of schooling, I realized that this 10 years of schooling could have been done in 2 years. That's what I felt. How many of you agree with me on this? I'm saying your entire 10-year schooling could be just completed in 2-3 years. If you have a fantastic teacher, you can just complete it out of 2-3 years, right? Imagine this: 3 years of schooling, then 3 years of football, 3 years of chess, 3 years of travel. How fantastic it would be for you and our parents, right? We could have done that, right? Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So I realized that okay, if you go into the regular societal mode entirely, it's going to take you for a ride. It's not going to work the way you want it. So that is something which happened. So we went through a lot of turbulence because I was constantly trying to understand life beyond my academics. So I spent a lot of time understanding emotions. I spent a lot of time understanding hormones, and most importantly, I stopped going to college. I bunked a lot and I spent most of my time in a central library. I read extensively, completely. And one particular aspect which I focused on understand the game of life, how the life game works. What should you do? What exactly is the one, which is the most important attribute of life beyond your qualification or money? And that's where I understood the starting point. And I strongly recommend this book called Ayn Rand. She has written a book called Fountainhead, and there's one more book called Atlas Shrugged. But I would particularly recommend Fountainhead for each and everyone to study. This is one book which increased my perception significantly. This was very, very phenomenal for me. This is one part of it. The second part is I analyzed around 25 careers. I think even now I give those books. These 25 careers in finance, but I analyzed 25 careers, including everything. Let's say my daughter loves animals. When I take, we have a couple of animals in the home itself. So she loves their company a lot. And for me, for a very long period of time, I want to be a zookeeper. Then I want to be a pilot. Then I want to get into army. You kind of change things, right? So how many of you want to become a child? How many of you decided to become a child accountant in class 4? So what is it you wanted to become in class 4? I want your responses, guys. What is that you wanted to become? What is that? What was your life goal in class 4? Most of you pilot, right? Generally. So Suresh says pilot. Yeah. So because it is even psychologically right because we want to fly. We want, yeah, Sridhar says army colonel. So we want to fly high, right? We want to open that. So class 4 is when we decide something random, and most of us don't actually do that. And that is the reason. And that is the reason why. And that is exactly the reason why I kind of focused on what I wanted to do in class 4. I picked up all the fancy careers because I really wanted to do it. I looked at everything, and finally, there are two or three things. I come from a middle class. We did not have serious financial struggles because I did not spend much on education. I spent a lot of time on self-learning without spending a lot of time on fancy education. But once I cleared my CA, I spent a lot. I almost spent every single rupee on learning. Whatever I earned, I spent only on learning. The first after clearing CA, that's because it's my money, but my father's money. I was very conservative about it. So CA, one thing I wanted a very strong qualification. Second thing, when you do something tough, your ability gets tougher. You become more capable. Your capacity increases. When you lift 100 kgs, your capacity becomes 100 kgs. When you lift 10 kgs, your capacity becomes 10 kgs. If you lift BCom, your capacity is of a BCom graduate. If you lift CA, your capacity is of a chartered accountant. If you become IAS officer, your capacity is not about what you clear. It's all about how capable you are. Similarly, when you get into this entrepreneurship, your capacity building increases significantly. From that perspective, I think CA would suit me better, and I'm from MPC in fact, so I decided to go with CA. And a lot of people said it's impossible, it's difficult. I don't spend a lot of time about it, but it doesn't affect me. Even if they say that you can do it, even if they say that if you cannot do it, I don't really bother about it. But when I looked at, I understood that CA has some complexity, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it in 4 years. I'm pretty sure about it, and this is where the statement came in. This is what I wrote in my diary. Simple but not easy. Simple but not easy. Why is it simple? You have only 16 papers in 4 years, and all the papers are predefined. It's not like civil services where the syllabus is fluctuating. So this is the reason why I say simple but not easy. You should always focus on simplifying things. You should not focus on doing only easy things. If you keep doing easy things, you won't get any results. Most of the important things in life are difficult. It's very difficult to achieve personal mastery. It is very difficult to build a career. So difficulty, you should not avoid it, but avoid complexity. Complexity is useless. Complexity is unproductive. Difficulty is fine. Can handle that. Okay. So reason why I picked up CA is this. So cricketer and teacher. Okay, pretty good. So how many of you are clear with this part from 1990 to 2005, the first level? 2006 and 2007 is where I took decisions. Until 10th, you don't have a lot of freedom to take your own decisions. And this is where I started taking my decisions. Okay, this is clear. I'll move on to the next part. This is the important part. This is where I built my first life algorithm. I'm creating a connection right from where we started at 11 o'clock till 1 o'clock. I bought this algorithm 4 times in between 1, 2, 3, 4, so that you'll understand it systematically. So if you look at this part, in 2008 and 9, I constantly spent a lot of time. You can call it the mini version of Him Talks, where I kept on talking to people. How did you fail? How did you fail? Why did you succeed? Like people ask a reverse question. People generally ask, why did you fail? But that's a useless question because reasons are endless, right? You don't have to know why someone failed. You don't have to know why someone failed. You only have to know how they failed. What are the circumstances which led to their failure? Why is unnecessary? How is important? And success is not about it's not about how. When you know why. For me, if you ask me why did I succeed, because I was able to see the big picture. I'm successful because I always focused on the big picture. I know that 1 hour me spending 1 hour is going to translate into 1 lakh per hour at some point of time in my life. If I know that I'm going to make only 100 rupees per hour, you don't spend it. You don't do that. Or if you know that your knowledge is not going to be useful for everyone, you don't read. When I know that every sentence I read is going to help for at least 1 lakh to 10 lakh people in the next 2-3 years, I read it far more cautiously. I get motivated to do that. I get the necessary momentum to do that for that matter. Okay. So this is what I did. I created a mini algorithm in terms of what has to happen from the starting point of CA to the ending point of CA, and it got reflected in every stage. Like CPT, I got around 170 at that point of time. It's one of the, I would say, top 14-15 ranks in India. We had only 10 ranks before it was 30, but in terms of score, it's around 14-15 highest. And then I got a rank in CAA, and I started writing very aggressively. I started my focus on human behavior. Then events, I started focusing on behavior. Let's say somebody comes, somebody buys, somebody does not buy, somebody gives a negative comment, somebody gives a positive comment. I don't focus on who is doing what. I only focus on what is making the person A feel positive about it, what is making person B feel negative about it. Because if you look at it, 99% of reviews are positive, but the 1% is somebody gives a negative review. I wanted to think about it. Why is somebody converting a positive message into a negative message? Why is somebody not able to take a decision when the decision is very simple? So I kind of focus on human behavior. That is how I'm able to make the connections better. And I'm coming back to the 30-year life strategy. So this is the strategy which we are thinking about. This strategy is what we looked at. If you look at it, I showed you the progress card, right? 2010 to 2019-20, qualification, life education, career, relationship. So this will place me in the top 10% club. Right now, if you look at my possibilities, I'm in India's top 10% club. So out of 130 crore population, I find myself in the top 10% club because of multiple reasons. It's not directly because see, if you look at only CA alone, you can directly fall in the 1% club. But I'm not talking about it. You need to balance all the four lives. There are people who are 1,000 times more richer than a 10-year-old CA, 10-year experience CA, right? So if you look at complete life balance, this is where I am in the next 10 years. Starting from this year, July 22nd. July 22nd is the starting point for everything. In the next 10 years, I want to impact 10 crore people, 100 million people, and we want to focus on massive wealth creation. And I want to build the India's top 1% network, where I am a part of that network, where I give that network access to others. Let's say if somebody wants to get connected to somebody like Ganesh politicians and all, I just have to create a platform, right? This is working like that. Eventually, you'll see that it becomes a very fantastic platform for networking. Some of you already mentioned that it was very helpful for you to clear exams. It will be helpful for you to find a job. It will be helpful for you to find a partner. There are other aspects which interesting aspects of this, but this is what it is. So if you ask me, my first 10-year algorithm, I would say it's 100% done. In fact, I've achieved more than what I wanted to. That is done. In the second algorithm, there are three things: 100 million people, massive wealth creation, very fundamental network. And once 2031 to 2040, so this is where I want to eliminate one major poverty, one major problem in India. I don't know what it is. I want to work on it, and the whole country of the India, and specifically India, has to recognize me for something. Okay, before him and after him, or for that matter, him or Khan for that matter. How is it I changed India forever? It could be eliminating poverty. It could be reshaping education. It could be one of this. I have slight interest in agriculture also, but right now it takes some time for me to get into it. So either poverty, education, employment in the top 3-4 areas. I'll pick up one and I'll invest everything I've earned in the last 50 years into those 5-6 years to solve the problem. I'll get collaboration, I get cooperation, and that will happen. Let's say if you look at Sonu Sood, personally, he invests X, but 10X comes because of the work he's doing. So that always happens. Even in Bill Gates Foundation, that always happens. You start with 10, you have 10, invest 10. Remaining 90, people will come and put it. So this is what I wanted to do. How many of you love this? How many of you love this 30-year strategy? How many of you want to have your own 30-year strategy? How many of you want to become like this? How many of you want to join my aspirations? So now you understand, right? So if you look at it, I'm constantly talking about personal mastery, career, education, relation. This is what is there. Wealth, health, career, all of this is there. Health, I did not write it separately because in the goal, it has to be maintained. It's not a goal, right? So in terms of external perception. So if you look at it, these are the most important aspects. When I had to do it, I did not have any support. There is no platform. I had to build my own platform. I spent thousands of hours, and after I spent lakhs of rupees in building it. And this is the exact reason why we have created that 1-year membership. So what took me 10 years, I want to make sure you get there in 1 year. This is the real quality of a leader. Just because I take 10 years, I don't want my next generation to take 10 years. I want you to take only 1 year, probably at 1% of the cost. Or no, because if you look at my first 7, 8, 9 years of earnings, it's a decent amount. Everything went into learning because I did many fantastic international courses, and it doesn't, nothing comes naturally, guys. Just because you like someone, you want to listen to someone, yes, there is natural talent, but a lot of it is skill. Skill takes a lot of effort, money, time, and all. Okay, so that is what we have built, and this is a platform which will help you build this systematic life skills. This is where you'll get this systematic life skills. See, it's simple. First, we'll start with 1 year. We'll start with 1 year. If you see that you are doing well, if you see that you're resonating well, it will automatically get converted to 5 years. So all these people who are joining in the 1 year membership right now will have a fantastic opportunity to continue with us for the 5 years and in the lifetime, whatever it is. So consider it is already on. The 5 year membership and lifetime membership is already on. But we're starting with 1 year. Let's say if I have to talk about 5 years, I need to look at 4.5 lakhs. It is very difficult for you. Even if I give a same proportion of discount, it will still go into a couple of lakhs, right? So now it is very difficult for you. So when we build something, we need to understand. No, you can go that, Mitesh. See, the point is you can directly go, but the point is it's costly, right? Right now, the current, see, I'll tell you, if you look at what is happening for us to maintain very limited people, and to maintain the ecosystem, it costs us around 3,600 to 4,000 per student. So that is the reason why we keep a slight cushion of 4,500. So if we have to engage somebody for 1 month, it is going to cost us 4,000. So for you, it's around 4,500. Now for 1 year, it would be 54,000. This is for basic membership. For advanced, it's 9,000. So if you have to do it for 5 years, 9,000 into 12 is 1,08,000. If you do it in 5 years, it goes into 5 lakhs, right? But right now, as I said, right now, we really don't want to focus on the. If I have to, ask you if you have to share a 1 year course, it's simple. If I have to share a 5 year course, we have to put a lot of marketing effort. And you think about it. Would somebody pay a couple of lakhs directly? Even let's say most of you said that. Even right now in this session, most of you said that this membership should cost you 50,000, 60,000, and I have made it only 13,500. 25% of already discounted cost. Still, a lot of people can't take a decision. The reason being, a lot of people overvalue money. They think that they understand the value of this, but they don't understand it. Let me be very honest. If everybody says, if you look at it, wealth is very important. In the first poll which we created here, everybody said wealth is not important. Only 6%. Learning is important. Career is important. That is what they said. But when it comes to the practicality, when it comes to the course, less than 10% will only take action. They cannot take it. It's a fundamental flaw in human thinking. No matter what we say, they just cannot move. We cannot move beyond our constraints. And this is one particular. I'll also answer this. When you say that we cannot take a decision because our resources are limited. So if you are not breaking the resource constraint, it's like the egg chicken problem. Why are you not having the chicken? Because I don't have an egg. Why are you not getting the egg? Because I don't have a chicken. Now, if somebody says that I'm not joining this course because I don't have time, I don't have energy, I don't have money, then when you're effectively saying that you don't have time to receive money, this is what you're talking about. You don't have time for success. So rearrange the statement. You want to clear CA. Why are you not studying? I don't have time. So you don't have time to become CA. You don't have time to success. This is how it indirectly manifests. And let's say you want to get into Indian national cricket team. You want to invest into good coaching. When you say that I don't have time, I don't have money, you are actually saying that I don't have time to play for India. I don't have time to get into Indian coaching team. I would say Indian cricket team. I don't have money to get into Indian cricket team because your effort is the first step. You don't have control in the result, right? If it's a very lame excuse, and this is what we are focusing on, the millionaire mindset. So millionaire mindset, they don't talk about constraints. And they have to be adaptive. Uh, and people, if you're thinking a restricted mentality, if you're thinking in a restricted, uh, framework, it is very difficult for you to move forward because life is not static, guys. We are trying to create a straight line, but it's very random. Ideally, this session is supposed to be taken by Ganesh Balakrishnan sir, and then he has a meeting, and then there is a miscommunication in terms of the time, and also he immediately informed me that okay, I'm coming at 2:45. Then since you are already here, we have to take a quick decision. This is what we have done, but I'm sure there are 30% of students who would have got offended. Okay, it is supposed to be taken by somebody else. Why is it not happening? They just cannot adapt, guys. Constantly, the default thought becomes negative. They go with a particular mindset. Okay, I want this question to come. Some other question comes, they get irritated. So this will create that mental resonance. Once you have that cortisol in your body, you cannot think clearly. So from now, it doesn't matter whether you join a course or not. That is not the important point. What I'm telling you is you need to create a mindset of abundance. When I say abundance, always say I have everything. Always say I have everything. If you always say I don't have anything, you'll never have anything. There are constraints. No doubt about it. But don't create an excuse. If you create an excuse, that will become an excuse for becoming successful. At the end of your life, why did you not become successful? I did not have money. I did not have time. I did not have resources. That's it. You'll have resources only when you become successful. Please understand that. It's not that everybody wants to become successful because they want to have access to resources. When you already have resources, why do you want to become successful? So you just look at it. Why is somebody striving so hard to become successful? And why is it I'm doing what I'm doing? Now I want to have access to unlimited wealth. I want to have access to unlimited people. I want to have access to unlimited knowledge. I want to have the capability to solve any major problem in India. I want to solve any life problem for any student who comes to me. When I have to do all of this, I need resources. This is now my entire effort is to build these resources. If you cannot say that if I have resources, I'll become successful. No, that's a wrong ideology. You're trying to become successful because you want to have resources. And success is about having resources. Resources are not the input for success. Resources are the output for success. So unless you understand that, it won't move into that point. And not having resources is not the problem. That's not the unfortunate part of it. You thinking that you don't have resources is the unfortunate part of it. And unless that changes, nothing will change, guys. I'm being very frank about it because this is something which I always keep seeing. You're constantly, your default option is, status quo. Status quo, when you're stuck with the same option, nothing changes. Your default option should be forward looking, future oriented. Take steps, take aggressive steps. If you cannot invest 1 year for yourself, what is it you're going to do? Now I'm taking decisions where I have to invest 7 to 8 lakhs every month. I don't know whether it'll come back or not. Now if you ask me, I think some of you, we have a difference of only 4-5 years. Some of you are 25, 26. Now at 24, 25, 25, 26, when you think that 13,500 is a huge thing, how do you expect somebody to invest 13 lakhs every month? Isn't it risky for me? Isn't it? Wouldn't it create a personal liability for me? I don't know when it is going to recover. But why are you listening to me? You're listening to me because you're liking my courage more than anything, more than my clarity. You're liking my courage. You want to. Why do we watch heroes? Because they do things which we cannot do. Even I built myself. When I looked at people, I saw many people who did things which I was not able to do. I was excited. If you look at that Ayn Rand book, the book which I told you, Fountainhead, the book which I told you, this book is all about this. When I looked at this powerful impact, I wrote the name of the person also, Howard Rock, right? This is the character. He did things which I could not do. He resigned from his college. He was a very smart person. He left college. That is where I left college completely. So you kind of admire them because they're able to take decisions which you cannot do. If you don't take it, nothing changes. If you change nothing, nothing changes. Simple and straightforward. So you can always become a victim of your own thought process that I don't have this, I don't have that, I'm stuck with this, and you know the reality. I'm saying every single person in India has the ability to pay 10,000. If it takes to borrow, they have to do it. If it takes them to request, they have to do it. That's about it. When my fellow chartered accountants, my friends say that I don't have capital, I would say every qualified chartered accountant have access to 10 lakh capital. Go and sell your soul. Just talk to the person who trusts you the most. Sir, trust me for 2 years, trust me for 3 years. Because you don't trust yourself. How can you take a decision? Why will you resign a job when you don't trust yourself? Because you don't know what to do. You're not sure about your own mind. You don't have control over your mind. So you don't trust yourself. So when you don't trust yourself, that is not communicated. So only when you trust yourself, others will trust you. When somebody says this is the best car, when somebody says that we are spending this spaceship, and why did Jeff Bezos go there in the first flight? Why did Richard Branson go there himself? Because he says, I'm trusting my product. I'm ready to die for my product. So you had the experience of Sunita Williams, right? She lost her, Kalpana Chawla. Kalpana Chawla lost her life while going in this. So Jeff Bezos had a significant life risk. He's the richest person in the world. He's the richest person on the planet. Why did he take a life risk? It was risky, even if it's at 14 minutes. It is bloody risky. So he is saying a strong statement. I trust my product so much that I'm ready to die for it. I'm risking my life. So this is what you have to do. When you put your life, when you put everything into it, people will come. Now, how do you think I'm raising funds? How do you think I'm able to build everything? I'm clearly saying I'm a chartered accountant. I clear my CA at the age of 21. I put in my last 10 years of effort. I invested everything into my life. I'm investing in this startup more than my 1-year-old daughter. I newly got married. I never took a honeymoon. We never had an honeymoon. If you ask me, I'm an exotic traveler. If you look at our family conditions, we could have afforded, but we made it a conscious choice. Even now, why am I not celebrating my birthday with my family who is waiting there? All my sister, my wife, my mother is just sitting in the same house at the back of the door waiting for me to come and join lunch. Why am I spending time here? It takes effort, it takes sacrifices. If you say that I don't have time, I have something else, that won't work. All of this will come secondary, guys. The first thing is that personal mastery, that conviction, that courage, that clarity, that integrity, that personal integrity. You believe in the product. You think this is the best thing. Once you think, you'll improve. But when I designed this program, this 1-year program, I believe that this is the best thing on the world. This is how I build it. As we proceed forward, we see a gap. Okay, probably this has to be added. This has to be added. This has to be added. That is how your iPhone is built. That is how Facebook is built. That is how Google is built. So this is how your life will build. You start with that assumption. You start with that trust. You take those decisions. Without taking those decisions, nothing will happen. Guys. That's what it is. Okay. And here is the phase which you might do, which you might correlate. And guys, please don't come back to me with the same questions, because in terms of joining right now, I have shared you the link here. This is the only option which I have. Like, if you want to learn everything, this is the only option, because personal mentorship, my 1 hour will cost you 4,500. If somebody wants to have 1 hour consultancy with me, it's 4,500. And I'm saying I'm giving you access of 1 year. This is what you will get. This is about it, and there's nothing you expecting somebody leaving their life and come and solve your problem is random. We call this entitlement mentality. This is the problem with some of the general public. They expect that some politician sitting in Mumbai or sitting in Delhi will stop their activity, will come and solve this personal problem. No, that is unrealistic expectation. What is realistic is, okay, I'm ready to do this step, but from here they might help you. From here they might help you. So if you have that realistic expectations, yes, this is the best program in the world. I can give it to you in writing. I'm saying it orally on record. A lot of people are watching this, right? So that is what I got it. And next, after clearing CA, this is the toughest part of the decision. After clearing CA and getting a rank, and I got into a diploma in entrepreneurship and business management. So please understand that at every point of time, when I want to learn something, when I want to learn spirituality, I had an opportunity cost of 1 lakh per month, and I spent 6 months exploring spirituality. Like, after clearing CA, I spent 5 lakhs only in understanding this mind and all. Opportunity cost. I could have made those 5-6 lakhs or even more. Some of my friends got placed for 2 lakhs per month in SEBI and all. One of my friend, my classmate, and we got the same score in CPT. He got placed in Britannia for 3.5 lakhs per month. So my opportunity cost could be 15 lakhs to 20 lakhs, even at the minimum level 10 lakhs. So, but I want to understand this dimension. When I want to understand mind, I want to understand mindset. I did not open a useless YouTube video by some random CA faculty who has never understood anything. So somebody will get some mood. They want to use the emotion of students. They'll use the keyword and they'll say something completely absurd, absolute, without having any responsibility of knowing what it is. Every motivational video is made without any responsibility, completely useless. They are spoiling the entire generation. So if I have to find a solution, I can't make a 5-minute motivational video. I have to spend the 5 years to get there. So this is what I did after clearing CA, and I worked with MT Educare, which is one of the India's first startup. And after that, there were some changes which happened internally. So they got acquired by some other entity. G-Learn has bought MTHK, but that was a fantastic experience. Again, I want to start my own startup. So I started with my first job is my startup. When you want to get into Big Four, you have to do differently. When you want to work with a startup, or when you want to start your own startup, you have to take the steps accordingly. And civil services, the mistake which I did was I was studying at the same time I was working for them. It works for, see, that is my first attempt. If it's a second attempt, you could have managed multiple things. In the first attempt, you have to be very focused on what you're doing, since at that point of time I had overconfidence, and there are 2 or 3 reasons which I took the step. I don't want to depend on my parents, although they were ready to help me. So all of that happened. And that's what that one. And next, I studied psychology, sociology, political science, history, economy in depth, because these are the aspects which you need. This is understanding the world. So we want to create one more course on understanding the world separately. So you need to know the big picture. You need to have all answers. Why is US dollar 73 times more costly than Indian dollar? Why is Dubai so damn rich without having any resources? How did Singapore build itself in 30 years? And what kind of international career we should think about? Should you think about Australia? Or should you do CPA and go to US? Should you go to Canada? Why is so many people trying to get into Canada? All of this, you have to have an understanding, right? Without knowing anything, if you're still thinking about your firm in the next street, that's it. That's where you live. That's where you will land. It's like a map. Your map has to be, if you have your map pointing out to Australia, your life will get there. If your map is pointing out to street number 10 in your own town, you'll get there. Nothing right, nothing wrong, but that is the only way it will work. Next part is I got this certification, gym certification. Then before the accident, I thought of settling in London, because at that point of time, my thoughts are, I had this internal fight of this regular life, all of that. I had this, but at that point of time, I decided, let me come into it completely. And that Goa bike accident, I call it the kiss of death, and that's where I resigned. Right, this is what happened. And the next 5 years is very pretty crucial. I got started with Him Talks and Consult Him. As I said, Him Talks does not have a revenue model. Consult Him has a revenue model. So Him Talks was helpful for me to, gain a lot of trust. I spoke again. When I want to become a chartered accountant, I spoke to a lot of chartered accountants. When I want to become an entrepreneur, I spent a lot of time in talking to entrepreneurship. I spent a lot of time with startups. So this is exactly what I know. And this paragraph is very important. Everyone I knew disowned me. They thought this guy is crazy, is not taking the right decision. They felt something is wrong with me. Why are you killing your CA career? You could build a fantastic career. You're risking years of your hard work. Everybody said that. But I know that if you want to, no, if you want to sell a mango, you'll get 10 rupees. If you want to cut it into pieces and sell, you'll get 20 rupees. If you want to sell mango juice, you'll get 40 rupees. You want to translate the mango into slice, you'll get 100 rupees from the same mango. One mango will give you 100 rupees for slice, but 10 rupees for mango, but that is going to take longer time. That is going to take longer investment. That is going to need greater commitment. I hope you understand the mango example, right? So I want to sell the mango in the most sophisticated form. So I'm ready to wait for that time. Although the dots were not connecting, so it's very difficult to connect the dots. Even Steve Jobs says that, right? It's difficult to connect the dots. Looking them in forward, they're not connecting. I decided to ignore everything and I trust my heart and went ahead. And finally, him and her. So I've been working on relationship. When I say relationship, not with her directly. I've been working on understanding relationships, like how do men think. I studied a lot of architecture. I met a lot of couples. I spent active time on understanding the couples in my circle, family, friends, and all. So understood men, understood women separately. Then looked into the compatibility and integration. How does a man think? How does a woman think? How do we integrate both? And most of the marriages are money, caste, horoscope based. So they have zero correlation with compatibility. Money does not give you compatibility. They'll give you compromise. They'll make you compromise, but not compatibility. So in this generation, I predicted that we'll have a lot of divorces, and that is what happening. I predicted that 10 years ago without when I was single itself, and very confident about who I am and who I want. So it was very clear about who I am and whom I want, and it's a simple and straightforward communication. And I found my girl, dream doctor, Dr. Namrata. And finally, these are the steps. I got married in 2019, and my wife got pregnant immediately. That was not totally planned, but we went ahead with that. After getting married, when my wife is pregnant, no literal support, no revenue model, look at what goes into my mind, still I was slightly doing some job to survive, only to pay the rent and all, and I was focusing on my startup, and that's the reason why we didn't go for our honeymoon. We did not, celebrate the first year of marriage, in the regular way couples do. So I'm very happy that Dr. Namrata understood that part. So, uh, I started working from consulting. So I work with Heritage, which is a very good industry. I would say with very prominent industry. I did a part of the assignment there. I was earning a minuscule amount to maintain my family. And parallelly, I spend my days and nights in understanding the startup, like what kind of startup I'm building. How do I consolidate everything? I went back and took notes of my entire diaries. I think I showed you it in one of the introduction videos, right? So I summarized the learnings of the last 10 years, created that into a course. It's very difficult, guys. If you have to teach auditing or accounting, it's simple, straightforward. If I have to teach you life skills, life school, all of that, it's extremely difficult. It took a lot of time in deciding the four wheels. It could be anything else, right? You can say identity, you can say purpose, you can say passion, you can say anything else, you can say clarity. Anything could be a wheel, but it's very very difficult to get this. So we spent that time, and finally December 2019, uh, I completely left everything. Until now, as I said, the first few years I was focused on survival, not making money. December 2019, I took a step. I'm not going to spend a single minute in earning money. I'm only focused on creating value. I'm only focused on helping people. So I just, you know, left everything because September, October, I let them know that I'll be leaving. 2020 beginning January 2020 is where everything changed. In the first month itself, we had a fantastic start. I told you, right? Every first nine people. So the first nine people gave us their mm, testimonial in a Excel chart. Like it's a very white chart. So I save it even now. It will be there in the office. So if you come down to office, I can show you that. So those are very important. They paid us 300 rupees. So I wanted nine people because, as I said, we always use nine. If you look at a lot of it, even the pricing is always totaling up to nine. If you look at 13,500, it's nine. It could be 13,000. People do 13,999, right, to get that extra 450 people. Even if I say 13,999, you would pay it. But we somehow are sentimental about nine for multiple reasons. I'll tell you why at a later point of time. So in the first month, we made 2,700 rupees. That's it. We made 2,700 rupees. Like February, we launched 10 different workshops. All the students gave extremely positive reviews. And now I'll tell you why I remember my first friends. I still maintain a group for them. At that point of time, there was nothing. Just him talks were not, him academy was not there, him life school was not there, super student was not there. They just came to pay 250, 300 rupees, and I just shared my story. No PPT, nothing. I was just talking directly to them. 10-member people. Out of the 10 students, 5 students paid 10,000 for mentorship, for 1 year mentorship. Like so, the reason why I'm telling you is, uh, it, it's not about the other side. Even if I make it 3,500, even if I make it X or Y, people just cannot take decisions. The core people are always limited. So I always talk about 1% club. Whenever it is, wherever it is, very few people can take action. Very few people can take decisions, and those people took that decision. And imagine the speed, guys. December I resigned. January we launched the first workshop. February we got a few annual memberships. We got a collaboration with Andhra University in February itself, and we wanted to start confusion to clarity in 10 cities across India. We started working in that direction, and then lockdown happened. My daughter was born on March 14th. We were there in hospital till 23rd March. While we were in hospital, COVID started, and my parents were not allowed to meet us. We were slightly worried. We just came back, and then the official lockdown announced, full lockdown, right? It was shocking. Like I was supposed to go back to Hyderabad and all, and we immediately switched from offline to online. Until then, it was not online. I never wanted to do a lot of online at that point of time. I had to learn everything, right? At that point of time, we have to learn everything. Like we have to create the course. We have to maintain students. Everything was manual. We used to maintain everything in WhatsApp, and a lot of manual work was there. A lot of people paid us on Google Pay. So we have to look at the track. We have to look at the number. We have to keep calling them, and it's a lot of confusion. And at that point of time, exam, nobody was sure, right? Everybody was stressed. Students was very stressed. So they paid for 1 month, and we had to extend for 2 months, 3 months along with ICA. It was very difficult for us to maintain a student for 3 months with only 1 month payment, and a lot of issues were there. It was like living hell, but I loved it. I would still do the same. But the point is, it's difficult. As I said, never ever worry about difficulty. It's going to get difficult because you wanted that, but it was very difficult until March 2020, and from April, you know the story. And this is a pictorial representation. I always tell you. So just when I decided that I'm going to resign my job, I want to jump into all these aspects completely. So I resigned my job in December, right? So November, I already informed them. So I started working on this. So this is also part of our startup Him Talks, ICA convocation. And in December, when I resigned my job, I did my first international conference. So I'm telling you about the speed, guys. When do you think? When do you implement it? Everything happens in a week. The execution speed at which we change things or which we work upon is insane. This is what is the quality or a characteristic of a startup. This happens in December, and this happened in December. This is a fantastic session, and that's where I showed my startup to the entire public of, I don't know, there are 2,000 people over there, 2 floors. So look at it's full house. We got fantastic response to that, and then I got felicitated there. People taking my autograph and all. Everything happened. This all happened in 2 months while I was working. This all happened in 2 months. I listened to my friends or people saying that I'm still thinking about startup. 10 years, 20 years, still thinking. That is the reason why I'm so critical about these people. Someone says, "Sir, I want to join your course. I'm thinking. I'll take a decision. I don't understand what nonsense. What will happen?" So you need to know. You just need to know what is it you want to go, where you want to go, which is the best vehicle. Jump into that. If you're not liking it, then move to a different bus. But don't stand at the footpath. Nothing is going to happen. So once again, 19 November, December, all mega events. December, and this is fantastic. January, Dr. Jayaprakash Narayanan. This is one of the biggest events in India. This is the biggest event in India. The collaboration is with ISB, guys. ISB, you have ticketing partners like Book My Show, all big brands. We have international people, all sitting parliamentarians. We have sitting MPs. So this is a grand one. I'll separately show you. We'll give you access to these videos in the live membership. The live membership will give you complimentary access to these videos also. Fully edited. We are preparing a course in understanding this in a better manner. Okay, this is what we did. So this is my story, guys. So this is my story, and after March, you know everything. After March 20, most of you have been following us, and this is where we are now. So liked it. There are far more intricate details which I'll share in a very personal level where the sessions are not recorded. Now that it is recorded and being streamed all across, so I can share X number of things, and there are a lot of nitty gritties like personal mastery will discuss this. So how do you handle the internal struggle, and how do you fight between yourself? The biggest fight is fight between yourself, not with somebody else, right? You constantly have to fight. Even right now, I'm fighting between personal mastery, relation, career. These are because career, entrepreneurship, relation, my wife and daughter and mother and all. I want to spend a lot of time. Even right now, I want to spend time, but then I'm giving good importance to career, which is my own startup. So it is always a struggle, right? Now I'm ignoring wealth. I'm completely ignoring wealth right now. In terms of money, in terms of value, yes, we are building it. Health is taking my hit. I would not recommend anybody to work for 18 hours, but I'm ending up working a lot of sleepless nights. My core energy is at 100x now. I have 10x energy because without sleep, so these are all many things which I want to talk more openly at a personal level. For all our life members, we'll discuss that. But now, yes, this is what I have to offer. So let's have quick lunch. Please go and thank you Santosh for that. Thanks for staying with us. So let's go and have some quick lunch. We'll assemble once again around 2:30. So Ganesh Balakrishnan sir will be joining us at 2:45. So I'll ask him to Ganesh sir is calling. I'll just pick up. Sir, yes, sir. That's okay, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. So you want to join now? Yes, sir. Join now, sir. We're just about to conclude. Just join now. We'll just complete it before the lunch itself, sir. Okay, sir. I'll share. Join now, sir. The link is open. Yes. Guys, good news. So Ganesh sir once again called me. So he wanted to join in. So Ganesh sir is joining us. Fantastic timing, right? So we are done with the story completely. You just have to be patient for a few more minutes. So sir is joining us instantly. And others, you can share this link. Please share this link because let's have more people. So I'm sharing this link to you. You can invite any of your friends, guys, because this is an open session. When we're talking about him and him life school and all of that, I kind of want some level of privacy for my own students. But Ganesh sir will make it open. You can please share this link. Please share this link. Zoom session. Immediately share in all your groups. Share it in your status. Ganesh sir is joining us. So I'm just sharing a message. So I'm just sharing this message. Guys, you can also share your link. Invite your friends to it in the next couple of minutes. Just share this link to all your friends. Okay, so we'll strictly stick the conversation. Once Ganesh sir comes here, we'll strictly stick the conversation only on what sir has to talk about. Okay. So meanwhile, others, if you want to take a decision on this, we'll come back and decide the membership part. If you have anything else, we'll take it later on. And if you want to take the best benefit of the price for you and your friends, you can share this link also. And please think about what questions you have, because we may not be able to handle all the questions. What are the questions you have for Ganesha? Think about them. So you can start mentioning your questions. You can start mentioning your questions in the chat box. So whenever I get an opportunity, I'll make sure Ganesha answers that. So please do that.
Hi, Makant. A very good afternoon to you.
Hello, sir.
Hey, congratulations and a very happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Oh, you look very young, smart boy. So for the occasion, is that something that you prepared yourself?
Kind of, sir. Kind of.
All right. So you gave away your beard.
Pardon, sir?
You gave yourself the beard for a single time.
Kind of. I just wanted to. I have a membership at Tony and Guy. I always had it, but I realized that I never used it. I was only focused on this part. So suddenly I realized that okay, I have this. Let me use it. I went to them and said, "Change me," and they did a good job. That's worth it.
That's very good. That's very good. Change is constant, and that change you have to do it continuously.
Yes, and it also gives us a lot of enthusiasm because it technically tells that you are going into a new beginning. Like it's like okay, so far we have reached a point, and then we are going to the next part. So that way, it is working very well. Sir.
True. Very true. All yours. Tell me what is that you want to hear from me.
Sir, one way what has happened helped us in a different direction because I was able to explain fully about my love journey completely. So that part is done. And it's just that we finished, we were just about to say bye. Some of them joined our life membership. We started our life membership to let you know for 1 year, sir, because we have been discussing it in the last 2 years. Apart from Super Student, so our life membership, we opened it up in all 4 5 wheels of life, sir. Career, health, relationships, and wealth. Apart from that, personal mastery will come as an add-on, sir. So this is what we have started. So a lot of people already enrolled. I think we got 10 enrollments in the first 20 minutes, and this is how we have positioned ourselves. Sir. We just want your quick comment on this, sir. So we believe that the 4 wheels of life are career, which includes education and learning, career, relationship, health, and wealth, and you are the driver. This is which is personal mastery, and you need a very smart engine or high profile engine which is called intelligence, which we add over a period of time. Human intelligence mastery is intelligence, and this is where we have reached. So I just want to know a liner from you on this.
All right. So, no, absolutely. I mean, I agree with you the way it is, but what you should also add in this is what is called as being live the life. Where do I find living the life?
Yes, sir.
Where are we living the life? In the personal mastery, in the health relationship. Where are we living in?
For that aspect in health, we have 2 components, sir. One is physical, mental, and emotional. So when we come to this emotional dimensions, there we focus on the deeper aspects of life about the purpose, passion, connect, compassion, and we built a 5C model, sir, and clarity, communication, and we have this compassion and contribution, sir.
So you're including the empathy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's pretty much there. That's fundamental in everything, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Because end of the day, it's not about personal mastery alone. Again, personal mastery is only to an extent where you upbring your skill, right? You sharpen
Yes,
skill, right? And whatever you love to do.
Yes,
career definitely is an investment, and it's a continuous process. Relationship is very important. You have to stay invested. It's not investing in a relationship. You have to stay invested in the relationship. There is a difference.
You're right, sir. You are very much right. Yes, sir.
So I think that is something which is very important. Health, stay invested. Again, here also stay invested. Wealth, distribute. You don't stay invested, but you distribute. So there is a huge difference between a career, relationship, health, wealth, and personal mastery. But I think, you know, for all the young kids who have joined in, who are actually believing that, you know, this is one step to learning. My view on this is that, you know, Himakant is actually doing a great job in channelizing all your energies, channelizing all your thoughts, and bringing something which will make you feel that you're doing something very good. But all of these do not matter if you are not investing yourself in this. I think that is something which is a prerequisite. Whatever your parents can provide you the best of the facilities, the environment, the school can give you the best of the school environment. People like Himakant can give you the best of the directions. But if you as an individual does not take that interest to develop yourself, that is where the challenge is for all of us. Giving up, right? In fact, Himakant asked me, you know, some of the things, what is very important is learning a very important aspect of it. I think for all of us, learning has to be continuous. It should be like a flow of water, right? Somebody might say, sir, a flow of water, flow of a river, we may not be able to catch up with it. It may just be flowing, but there are at every destination, it meets somebody. At every destination, it takes a direction. It doesn't go straight, it takes a direction. It goes upstream, downstream, uphill, downhill. It's got everything. That's called learning. And I think that should be continuous. And I think that's something, making a right choice. It is not an advertisement saying the right choice, baby, but it's a right choice. What is that you would want to do? What is the process that you follow through it? And I think those are the things which are very important. The greatest challenge and the greatest opportunity is when you're put into a tough situation. It's easy to give it up. You say, not possible, it's not happening, see, it's not happening, this is not happening, all odds are against me, everybody believes that I'm bad, everybody believes that, my misfortune, it's meant by hard luck hits. There is no hard luck, there's no misfortune, there's nothing. It's all in your mind. It's all in your mind. There is nothing called something, a skill that you possess the moment you're born. No. You acquire that skill. But there are certain intelligence that are inborn within. That is not acquired, but that is only sharpened over time. So what is important is the power of learning. The power of learning is a very, very important, because in the power of learning, what you really do is something like a yoga, right? In a yoga, what you do, you have a normal traditional yoga, you have a power yoga, you have there are various types of yogas are there. But if you have in a powerful yoga or a power yoga, basically they're converting certain of the energy into an environment which is fully heated up. And therefore, that really brings in that essence in you. So therefore, in a power of learning, you're provided various opportunities. You're provided various aspects to you. And it is for you to select each of that. And I think if you're a lifelong learner, and I would always believe that you should be a lifelong learner. Each one teach one. Each one of you, the moment you teach many of you, any one of you, the knowledge only expands. It doesn't shrink, it expands. So if you're working, and there is a saying called, 1 with 3, the marketing concept is exactly the same. You connect 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. This is what it is. That's exactly what it works through. Similarly, in a learning, teach one, each one, and each one teach one. It's a great concept. Each one of you, if you start teaching everyone, I think that is what. Second thing, repeat whatever your behavior is. Repetition will make you mastery. Repetition will not make you a boredom. It actually masters your skill. The more you keep on repeating, repeat, you don't have to go back and refer the book. You have to only enhance your skill. I think that is very, very important. Dynamic situations requires dynamic remedies, right? You don't have one solution for everything. Every solutions will undergo change. So whenever you're in a dynamic environment, you require a dynamic solution and a dynamic remedy. It is nothing called static. You cannot remain static. You cannot say, I've studied CA, I've become like Hima Khan, sitting in a blue background, and therefore it's done. No. The point is, he may have changed his chair, he may change his hairstyle, he may change something, he may change the manner in which he communicates, right? But the point is passion. If you're not passionate about anything, you cannot achieve anything. Passion is not something that you always, somebody says, are you passionate about, somebody says eating food is a passion. No, that's a sort of a habit that you inculcate. Passion is something where you put all of your energies to achieve something. That is what you need to be passionate about. Learning to swim, so that even during floods, right? Right now it's raining heavily. So tomorrow, a couple of days in Hyderabad, you might say somebody has got some ship to float. Learning to swim will help you afloat during floods in city. Just imagine the powerful statement. It's not about learning to swim to just go and swim in some sort of an English channel or no. Learning to swim makes you afloat during floods, because that is saving a life of yourself. And I think that is very important. Communicating, I think we are not good in communications, right? We believe that we are good in communication. The answer is no. Communication is not what you speak. Communication is what you convey to the person who's expecting him to learn or understand what you want to say. So communication is a very important aspect of it. Effective communications will remove misunderstanding. When I say misunderstanding is not in a relationship, misunderstanding is understanding of a concept. I think that's very, very important. Managing stress. Most important aspect of all of you is managing stress. The stress could be from your peer, the stress could be from your neighborhood, the stress could be from your people whom you like or love. The stress could be from somebody who's of your age. Some stress could be somewhere from the entire atmosphere. Manage your stress. When you talk about a stress, it is not something that a stress is caused because of an environment. The stress is caused because of your thinking. So managing stress is managing your thought process, managing your thinking. I think if you can do this, there is any situation, that's why I said dynamic situation, dynamic remedies, managing your mind, managing your stuff. I think if you can look at all of these as a part of your concept with an overall development, include in your daily curriculum the empathy aspect of it, the giving up, the giveaways. Takeaways are the easiest thing, but the giveaways are the most difficult thing. If you can inculcate the habit of giveaways, that means you can give to somebody. There is nothing in this world that you possess. When you're born, there's nothing that you carry with you and possess when you leave this world. This is the world of called drama. We are all characters. The characters are always between the time we are born, the time we are going to die. In between what is created, between a B and a D is a C alphabet. That's a choice that you make. A choice that you will make to either excel, a choice that you will make to just live life because somebody has given you a birth and you go away because you are unnoticed, a choice that you will make to make life more interesting and have a purpose of that life. That choice is what you should be. Choice, chance. Chance comes to you, but the choice is what you make. And that choice that you make because of the chance that is given to you is what will drive your success. And success is just a particular event or something that you mark to evaluate. Success is something which is not continuous, but what you should achieve, that in between the B and D and the C choice, make yourself happy. I think that is what will drive you. It's not about what you possess as materials. It's not what about you possess as grad degrees. It's about, are you happy about all of the things that you do? If you're happy about things that you do, not what you possess, things that you do, what makes you feel happy about it? I think you have actually making you wonder if you are living the life. I think that's why I said, do you live life or do you live the life because you're born like this? So if you start living the life, everything will fall into place. If you do everything on time, everything will fall into place. If you do not give importance to time, it becomes past tense. If you think about the time, it becomes future tense. But if you stay now, it's the present tense. And time is essential. Somebody might say in a clock, the needles would meet twice in a 24-hour cycle. Are you going to meet that in every 2 hours? Are you going to spread it over a period of 24 hours? And that becomes a past tense. Past tense should be forgotten. Future tense should be forgotten. Past tense is an experience. Future tense is an escalate. That is where you take an upleap into the next generation. But present moment is what you need to live. Never live in a futuristic tense. Live in the present tense. I think these are the lessons that you need to pick it up. You need to say what you don't do. Getting married during falling in love. You can fall in love with anybody. Getting married at any point in time. When the time comes, if you take care of those time, you have much better things to do it. But if you do some certain things which is not during that time, it's something like this. During time of study, if I enjoy, when the during time of enjoyment you have to study. That's all it matters. So there is nothing which will make a difference. So what is important for you? I can still go take photographs, meet people, meet celebrities. The importance is not about meeting that celebrity. You're only attaching your importance. I met somebody, but are you a celebrity when somebody comes to you and takes a photograph? That is the day when you have to make it. Somebody might say, is my signature becoming an autograph, or I take an autograph in my book? I think that's all you need to make a difference. One day people should look at it and say, hey, listen, you were the person who made the difference in my life. And are you the person is what you need to evaluate yourself. I think that learning, if you can take it, I think you can achieve anything in your life. There is nothing that stops you. If you really ask Himakant, he has invested in learning, in communication. He still has got, he still needs to be polished. He will get polished, I think, up to 10 years down the line. But he's making that attempt to be polishing himself. I think if you do that, you have hit what is called the circuit. And if you've hit the circuit, that means you are an international celebrity. That's all I think I had from my side, Himakant. You had so many questions, but I thought I'll just put it across that way.
Sir, my immediate reaction is, how can you have you on board full time?
See, the point is not about how much you want. The point is, do you want it?
Yes,
the
actually.
question is, what is that you will get it from me? It's not about what is that I can give it to you.
Sir, it's not about me because constantly I always have this question. Let's say Ainika is here, Akshay is here, Satish is here. All of them are equally interested. One way, in fact, even I would strongly recommend everybody to spend at least a couple of years in Big Four because of the fantastic system which has built. So, if I have to advise these youngsters, most likely Ainika will be clearing her exam. So, I always have this intellect question: should I recommend them to come and join Him Life School or any other startup, or should I ask them to go and join a mainstream entity like Deloitte or EY? That is one part. And second thing, I'm giving them some amount of knowledge and wisdom. And when I hear something from you, if I could make your wisdom also accessible to these students, probably they could grow faster. So I'm constantly working on this ecosystem.
Himakant, I don't mind contributing to the people. For me, as I said, I have moved away from developing something to creating environment.
Yes, yes.
In fact, I'm actually creating environment for a lot of people, whether it's professors. In fact, I did one for the work-life balance for the UGC professors across India.
Wow. Yes.
I did one motivation thing for entire of Osman University complete setup.
Yes, sir.
So the question then is that, Brahmanandam story, right? Nanu vadukondi. You should know nanu ella vadukuntaru. So you should know how to do that. Right? That is what you need to learn about.
Yes,
it's
sir.
not about what is, see, end of the day, this is what you need to learn. Have the element of liveliness in you.
Yes, sir.
You cannot carry your face dull all the time. You need to have the energy.
True.
Two, your videos should be on. I mean, you cannot have a situation where you're striking yourself behind a video, because the whole objective is, if you are not open to exposure, if you are not open yourself to criticism, you cannot learn. So that, being there, I can hide behind a camera and can still say, hey, this is what I look like. But the fact is, am I present every time when I interact with somebody? Because you're interacting with somebody with an eye contact, a mannerism of a nodding of a head will make you feel that as a speaker and as a recipient, whether there is a constant communication between you and this, because if you have in your screen, majority of the people behind the screen, I think you are not achieving anything.
True, sir.
You have to make it mandatory for people. They have to be live on. I think that is something which you have to learn. Fear, not looking good, is only for somebody else.
True.
Looking good is what you think. Go and stand in the mirror. You say, "Arey, nilla smartphone and hero jilana." You are the guy who creates something for yourself. see, not everyone can fall under the category of the beauty, right? Beauty, somebody has to see, tell them you're a beauty. Are you see with your own eyes and say, I'm the most beautiful guy in this place? That's all I have to say. That's how it should be. If you can carry yourself all the time, you will make a life out of yourself. But if you sit under the shadow, the fear, there is nothing, boss. Between a big four and a big, since you asked me a question, between a big four and a small, I have the best of the guys who can be made to swim in an international, with coaching.
Yeah.
వీధిలో ఫ్లడ్ అయింది, అరే నువ్వు వెళ్ళి స్విమ్ చేయాలంటే అమ్మా ఈ నీళ్ళు మంచిగా కాదు, this is not chlorinated, this is not clean. Learn from the dirty waters, you can also swim in the beautiful waters.
Yes.
That is what you have to tell. Please remember one thing, I am not from a big four. Before I moved into this place, there's nothing called a big four when I joined. Until 10 years, there was not a big four.
Yes.
A big four concept is a concept in your mind. Instead, if I can create myself as something which I'm known, people can look at me because of my technical skills, people look at me because of my communication skills, people look at me because of my networking skills, people look at me because I can do anything and everything. That is what will make you something different. If you spend your time dressing yourself for 2 hours and the 2 hours you do not have for your studies, you have lost it. Because the dressing up is only what happens for that event. But the 2 hours of your study will make you into a career. Think through that.
Yes, sir.
Having yourself in a smartphone, in fact, that is what it is. Is your smartphone smarter than you? If you give importance to the smartphone, you are just fooling yourself. But if you are smarter than the smartphone will be switched off and kept aside. That is the learning that you should take. It's not about who is smart about whom. It's who takes the opportunity, who takes the front end. And that's the reason why everybody is a slavery, has brought the concept of slavery within the mobile phones. If you're a slave to a mobile, you're a slave to anything for that matter, you'll remain through that. But if you're a mastery of that slavery, that's what matters. So it's about you. It's all about you. It's about what you take from here and improvise yourself. That's what makes difference. It is not about what I say. It's about what you think and how you demonstrate yourself. If you can make that, I think life is much more simple. I pause here because I've been talking a lot.
Fantastic. I got this answer, sir. Pretty good. Sir, in terms of this, if I have to add on, because some of the students who are working with Big Four articleship, I think they have slightly more load and less flexibility than a regular firm. So we ask a lot of students to focus on one aspect. So generally we created something called study window and non-study window. Those who are studying full time, they either study from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. at some time and then they leave. There has to be a clear study window. You only study during that time and then you leave it. But when it comes to Big Fours, it's equally challenging for every one of us where they spend good amount of time. Efficiency is some other question, sir. We can always say that you could complete the work in 6 hours, 8 hours, but practically they're spending 10, 12 hours. So for these people who are working with Big Fours or big firms or where the day is already occupied, so how can we better help them clear their CA? Because right now we are focused on weekends. So what do you think is a better model for those folks?
Let me tell you a story. In the last attempt, which was January, this November and February, December and February, right?
Yes.
We had 135 people passing, of which 5 were rankers.
Yeah.
The question then is, it's not about your time. It's about your priorities. How do you prioritize?
Absolutely.
Do you learn on the job or do you learn by reading the subject?
Absolutely.
How it should be. If you learn on the job, auditing should be simple.
Yes.
If you learn on the job, financial accounting should be simple. If you learn on the job, costing should be simple. But if you do the job and then go and study from whoever teaches you, that's where the difference is.
True, sir. This is exactly.
So you have to invest. So there's no Big Four or small four. Let me tell you, I'm from a non-Big Four. But same work timings, it should be long hours because one person, there is used to be no senior, no supervisor, no manager, nothing. You have to go, you're pushed in a well, you have to learn. Same time, you still have to study. The point is, do I prioritize what for us? And if I make a quadrant of 8, 8, 8, 8 hours is just your waste of time because your sleep, your eating, your all your nature related matters. 8 hours. What do you do with that 8 hours? Is it work or something else? Next 8 hours, what do you do with it?
True. Yes, sir.
So if you can make that quadrant and then divide that quadrant and make it as a learning, then learning is simple. No, I just want to go outside, go on the road, be on the road, click photos, make videos, upload it. But the person who sees is, "Arey, wow, what a beautiful." But what have you achieved? It is what is, suppose if you're going through that process is to with a particular purpose. I want to be a great politician. I want to be a great this thing. I want to be known. I'm in the market. This is what it is. Then it's a different aspect. But if I'm just attaching myself to somebody else, he has called me, so therefore I go. So that means what I'm doing when I'm supposed to sleep, I'm actually awake. When I'm supposed to be awake, I'm actually sleeping. I'm actually lost the whole time. Think through this. Do you give importance to time, or that you just leave the time to itself is what will change. It's not about whether you got a degree at the age of 23, 25, 30, but what have you achieved even before you got a degree is what matters.
Yeah, true, sir.
So between that period of 25, even if you take 30 years, let's say to pass a CA, but the 9 years you've actually worked to take care of a family, that is what matters most, not this degree, what you want at the age of 30. And that is something which you need to possess. You need to learn. You need to acquire that. I think if you can do that, anything and everything is possible.
Fantastic.
All right, so anything nice. Anyone who have a question, they can ask.
So guys, you can post your questions. Sir, I have a couple of questions. I'll set a context by sharing.
And I want everybody to be online. This is something which I respect you as much as people do. I need respect from others also, because as much as Him Life is trying to celebrate its anniversary, it should be not inside, but outside.
Yes, sir. So switch on your videos, guys. That's one part of it. So I'm just sharing your screen with your permission.
Yeah, go ahead.
So my direct context is this. So basically, a lot of people want to get into your place.
No, I'm not able to see you. It's not able to see the.
So how would?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it visible now, sir?
Now it's visible, but you need to increase it. Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So let's say an youngster wants to get there. Instead of Mr. Ganesh over there, it would be take the next steps. What is it they have to do differently?
What is it they want to achieve is what is important. If you are saying, what is that you want to do? You want to be the best? You want to achieve something? What is your goal? If your goal is that I should see again, let me tell you, destination of being a partner in a Big Four is not the goal.
Yes, sir.
If you say that becoming a partner in a Big Four is the goal, then that's something wrong with you.
True.
What is that you want to achieve being even a partner in Big Four? There are so many partners in a Big Four, you don't even know their names.
True.
You don't even know whether they exist unless they flash a card.
True.
You have to see, click on your name and see, are you known in this world?
Yes, sir.
By click of a button.
Yes, sir.
Where do you get? Search engines, medias, or the market?
Yes, sir.
Click on this person, where does he exist?
True.
From any part of the universe.
Yes, sir.
The day you will put yourself on that map, that means you will work towards achieving.
True, sir.
In 2007, I was non-existent as far as this search engine was concerned.
Yeah.
I was putting my name, it was not appearing. I said, what's wrong?
Hmm.
And today the number of it is much more than what it was before.
True, sir.
But to get to that, I had to invest, learn, invest, learn, invest, learn, invest, learn, invest to come to a level which is different.
Yes, sir.
So the mechanism in which you work through is different. So therefore, your what is called a career growth, that is one aspect. There's a personal growth, that's another aspect of it. So you need to divide between a personal space and career space.
Yes,
so
sir.
career, what you want to do it, personal, what you want to do. If you can divide that,
yes, sir.
You can give me 10 reasons why you can't do it. You know, we are financially bad, we are not this, we don't have the opportunity, we don't have this, we don't have that. I've gone through all of that. I used to teach students to make a living. I used to give tuitions so that the family is taken care of. That's how the life. So there is nothing. And I used to work, I used to study, and then I used to go to the college in the evening. So there is nothing that I've not passed through this. So you can give me n number of reasons why you can't do it. Give me one reason why you will do it. That one reason why you will do it will make huge difference. And if you
Sir,
can,
I want to, sorry.
Go ahead.
I just want to follow up that. So one way is looking at a specific goal, like I want to become a partner here, I want to become a CEO. This is for clear understanding. The reason is it's very difficult to define something which they cannot perceive right now. So when we say that you want to become this personality, it's a bit abstract. So that is the challenge which I face. So personally, this is what I have built, sir. Fundamentally, for me, I did not go into something specific. I did not write Him Life School or Him Academy here. I did not write it. I only focused on this part. My purpose was to impact 100 million people in this 10 years. Then I spent X amount of time in trying to categorize who are the people. Once I focused on this, okay, my target age group would be people between 18 to 28. This is my core target age group. This is how we are going at. Here, these are the problems. This is what I did. But I believe that I'm lucky enough in a way that my dad has been a psychologist himself, and there are other aspects which I was able to perceive things at an earlier age. But when we have other people who are already 24, 25, who hasn't thought about this at 14, 15, so moving forward, or let's say if they're listening to this for the very first time, what is your one point suggestion in helping them strategize their life blueprint? So
the only way to come out of this is continuous learning. I'm saying you don't have to, you don't have to learn, the subjects is one aspect of it.
Yes.
You have to also learn life. So only when you start investing in yourself to see something that you need to possess, there are various people who come and talk to you how they succeeded in an exam. How many of you have heard the stories of a failure? If you can learn from the failure stories, your success stories are much faster.
Yes, sir.
If you can learn the techniques of upgrading from someone else, let's say I have a particular way of dealing with it, but I hear something what he has implemented, and if I can just change my way of thinking or thought process and adapt to it, then I can succeed. Age is no bar. That's why I said, that's the reason I gave you an example between 21 to 30. At the age of 30, I can become a CA. But from 30 to 50, I can become a CEO of an organization.
True, sir.
I can pass a CA at the age of 21, but I will still be a gumasta or a clerk or an accountant or this thing at the age of 50. It's you. You may be advantageous because your father was a psychologist and therefore it is. My father was not a psychologist. My father didn't even know the distinction between a CA, CW. He doesn't even know whether I was doing a graduation or not. So that is the extent of knowledge I had. Because he was born to a royal parent, so he had royal things. But the point is important is, it's not about him, it's about you. It's not about your family, it's about you. Your father will hold your hand to make you walk. Your mother holds your hand to make you walk. Your father gives you the annaprasannam because you know how to eat. You become the structure now. Do you still need to be spoon-fed? Or do you still need to think yourself and say what I should do it? If you are on the spoon-fed era, lifelong you'll be spoon-fed. But if you are in the era of feeding yourself, that's what makes it difference. Saying is that either you teach your kid how to fish or give him a fish to eat. That's all the difference.
Yes.
And you have to make that difference. You have to make that change in you as to don't look anyone. See, not if two people are the same. Between your siblings, not two people are the same. Everyone has a different behavior, different things, different skill set. But what is your skill set is what you should work on. If you're good in singing, do it. Education becomes a part of it. If you're good in studies, do it. If you're good in dance, do it. Don't give up anything. Don't say I have to study CA 18 hours. I will give up my dance. Why did you not do it? No. I was studying 18 hours. What is the result? No. CA exam was very tough. Paper was very tough. They did not, gave out of syllabus. I was not prepared. There was no current. There was no rains were there because the center had people. I can give you any number of reasons. But why did you not do dance? Because I had to prepare for CA. Easiest thing that you can do it, you will give the most difficult thing. The most difficult thing, you'll say, this is it. That's how we do it. So we ourselves have to think through ourselves and say, are we satisfying ourselves, justifying ourselves? Are we serious about ourselves to say, am I achieved something which I believe will make me happy, not what it makes happy for the business. But simple living and great thinking makes you a leader. Great living, simple thinking will doom you down.
Yes.
So always have a simple living with a great thinking. And if you have a great thinking, then you will be a leader.
Yes.
If you have a great living but simple thinking, it's as good as a gutter.
Got it, sir. So the last couple of questions. One is from Akanksha. So she is asking how to keep increasing our knowledge in our field in spite of not able to clearing CA exams. Like repeaters, they're stuck with repetitions. So how else they can improve that other aspects of life? And Jeju has a follow-up question. When they lose interest with repeated attempts, how would they know more? Like how would they?
No. The point is, why should you fail? I'm asking the reverse. Why should you fail? If everybody who has worked for 18 hours has been passing, why did you fail? That means there is an inherent limitation in you. That means you're grasping power, your understanding of your concept, you're practicing, you're not constantly. Suppose you sit for a period of, let's say, 4 hours. How much of the interest that you give in that 4 hours, or is just the 4 hours between, because Imakan said, we will meet at 1 o'clock after your 4 hours of study. Let me start. Let me ask question. Imakant is happy. You are happy because you told, sir, between 9 to 1 I studied, and therefore Imakant is happy because he took an analysis. Oh, very good. All the best. Because of you, I made this thing. What happened, sir? After all what you told, sir, but somewhere the paper, something came up, sir, which I did not understand. But you are great, sir. So Imakant's ego is satisfied, your ego is satisfied. You now believe that whatever you invested in Imakant and whatever you learned from Imakant was the best. The fundamental challenge that you have is because you do not know your weaknesses and you're not working out in your weaknesses. This is not about what do I do, how many times I failed. Do you know why did you fail? Because you're not prepared well. It's something like this. You just look at the case. You're not born to cook. I'm just giving, or you're not born to ride a cycle, right? You'll fall down, right? So you started riding a bicycle. First you have 3 legs. You ride this bicycle. Then it comes to 2 legs. Now in 2 legs, what do you do? Try balancing, fall down, try balancing. Once you become, a good in cycling, what do? Now you do the tricks. Leave one hand, leave 2 hands, put it on a leg. You do all that, right? Because you mastered that, sir, art. Have you mastered this art of studying? The day you master the art of studying, you will never fail. Because we have not mastered the art of studying, that's the reason we fail. And what do I do after this? If you are not mastered it, your result will be the same across. There's no change. Let me be very honest with you. If you have failed in one, you will continuously fail in other schools. Unless you have mastered the art. If you're good in dance, succeeded in dance, then boss, CA is not the everything. CA is not everything. Doctor is not everything. MBA is not everything. Your mastery is what? Today, Satish can go and say Malkajgiri Helping Hands. He makes Malkajgiri Helping Hands into something else as a platform where everybody refers to something to Malkajgiri. That is what it is. Then they don't relate. Satish is a BCom or he's done his computers, does it this, that it did from Loyola College. Nobody will ask you. But if he fails in that Malkajgiri, that's what it comes to.
Yes.
Style ga photo తీసుకున్నాడు, ఈజ్ గ్రేట్ ఆయన గ్రేట్ పొగడుకున్నాడు. ఇదంతా పొలిటీషియన్ పొగడిస్తేనే వాడు పొలిటీషియన్ ముందుకు వెళ్తారు కానీ వర్కర్స్ ముందు వెళ్ళరు. అన్నచ్చిండు అన్న గ్రేట్, అన్నచ్చిండు అన్న గ్రేట్, అరే ఎప్పుడు నన్ను పిలిచి నువ్వు గ్రేట్ అని చెప్తారు. దట్ ఈస్ ద టైమ్ వెన్ యూ మేక్ యోర్ what is your mastery. If you make this Malkajgiri into a bigger organization in the city, people talk about it, go first to Malkajgiri Helping Hands. That is what you have done mastery for it. Not going and saying, sir, నేను Loyola College చదవనా లేకపోతే దీంట్లో చదవనా లేకపోతే CA చదవనా. That is something I will give you. I will say, అరే నువ్వు ఇక్కడ కాదు, నువ్వు మౌంట్ ఎవరెస్ట్ లో కూర్చొని చదువుతున్నప్పుడు పాస్ అవుతా అని చెప్తే, can you go to the Mount Everest? That is what you need to learn. Master anything you do. Take the example of cooking. First time ఉప్పు ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది, కారం ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది, నూనె ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది, ఇది ఉంటుంది, మాడిపోతుంది అన్నీ అవ్వదు. దాని తర్వాత you learn the mastery of the skill. That is what will make you different. So if you want to succeed in a CA, you want to succeed in a profession, you want to succeed in any activity, do dance. You just see all this, this dance shows, D's and all of that. All poor people struggling, fall down, fractured. Look at them, they've made a name for themselves. Look at Zabardast. If you really see the stories of all the Zabardast people, whatever the language they speak, whatever the fun they make, whatever be the quality of it, but see the life from where they come through. Everybody came from platforms of selling something, with poor, did not have any money. But today you see the platform that they've created for themselves. Malama may created a platform, but what came through is their own talent. Today you may call Sudhir as the icon for television upload. But the point is they stay invested in their mastery. They don't give up on the roots. So you stay invested in your mastery, you will succeed. There is not, success will be delayed, but it will never fail. You will achieve it. So the day you do that is the day you will achieve all of that.
So finally, one strategic question from my organization point of view. So we are building the super student into a completely non-content entity, sir. We don't want to touch the regular subjects, which we have more faculties than students right now. So we don't want to get into that once again. So the point is, our objective is to help people clear all the most difficult exams in India, whether it's CA, IIT, and all of that. We decided this framework, sir. We call this a hi-fi model. So this 5-minute warm-up videos are specific short videos. Let's say today you answer some questions. We want to compile it to 5 minutes, which are free for everybody to watch. So 5-hour workshop is going to reach all across India at a very affordable price. If somebody likes it, next a 5-week boot camp and 5-month mentorship is where there will be personal interaction entirely. Like we'll ensure, like a lot of people who are here now, they'll definitely clear the exams because they understood the art of studying. Like we go through pillars, and 5-year for people who will enter at an early stage. Let's say somebody who don't want to take a chance, they're joining at CPT or joining at intermediate, then they want to become an IAS officer, or we want to take care of the non-content aspects completely. So this is the framework, and this is the front-end framework, and this is the back-end framework about how we affect their journey. Like as you rightly said, unless you sort yourself, unless we say that unless you can sit and do something for 50 minutes, you can achieve nothing. So if you cannot sit for 50 minutes, that's a starting point. We always start with that. So don't talk about anything else unless you sit for 50 minutes. And a lot of people are not able to do it. A lot of people are not able to, sit for 8 hours a day. and once they do it, they're not able to sit for 3 days continuously. So there are a lot of challenges here. And I never seen many students who can wake up at the same time for 1 week. Very random, erratic schedules. Like it's all there. So we are building everything, and we are taking extreme efforts in terms of doing all of this. In terms of results for the students, it's definitely working. And if you look at our reviews and all, most of them are 5 rated, 99%. It's all working, sir. But in terms of making it a growth model, a revenue model, if you have to compete with Byju's and Academy and all of that, the challenge which we have is one, there's a lot of personalization involved, and second, from a student perspective, they're ready to spend 20,000 for coaching, 15,000 for coaching, but they're not recognizing the need for this. They're still taking the need for their own mastery for granted. So, because that is over-branded, coaching is over-branded, test series is over-branded, but they're not knowing the value of mentorship. These are the challenges which we are facing. So, from an organization level, what do you suggest, and what are the tweaks which you should pick up?
So, one of the things which you should not put is give them an assurance. You cannot have any institution which can assure you, which can assure 100% results. It is not like all this engineering Chaitanya group. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2.
Yeah,
2,
exactly.
Okay. It surely does not work that. That's
Yes,
first
sir.
thing which you should say.
Yes.
The second thing is you are not in a business of evaluating the individual strength. Had you evaluated individual strength and weaknesses, then
Yes, sir,
today
we
the
did
results
that.
would be different. Because in your same example that you said, that not everybody wakes up at the same time. So therefore the behavior is. The third thing is which is missing is commitment. Commitment is not towards you. Commitment is
Purpose.
for them own themselves, which will help them to improve.
Yes, sir.
If I have, say, the Imakant calls of Amma in paper, 4,000 pages, I definitely 4,000 ki 10,000 తీసుకోవాలని I will attend. I'll ask all questions. But that is not what my result is. If I
Yes,
invested
yes.
4,000, I should make 4 lakhs.
True.
That is what this thing is, because they don't know your business model. They know that by putting 4,000, you can earn 40 lakhs. But your business model of 4,000, you should earn 4 lakhs at least. Because there is a difference between an entrepreneur and a person who is investing. Right?
True, sir. Yes, sir.
So, concept is, idena borewell concept. Oka bucket, oka mug iste panan magal ravala. That's how it works. Because your borewell doesn't work because of a air pocket. What do you do?
True.
Pour 1, 2, 3, 4. Then suddenly one bucket of water comes. That's exactly the concept. So what you invest, if you're not committed to what you've invested.
Yes, sir.
If Imakant has prepared something which is not invested, so therefore you're not evaluating their strengths and weaknesses. You're not doing a 360 degree of their own strengths because you don't have the data to evaluate it. You are in a stage of molding. See, the stage of 360 degrees comes to an next level of acceleration. That means
yes.
Right now you are actually boarding people in an aircraft. It's slowly taxing. The people are not prepared to take off because it is not in the runway. That's the difference you have to make it.
Yes, sir.
So as long as because they're still understanding what is onboarding, what is boarding, how does the seat look like, how does the seat belt look like, how does taxing happens, how does plane look like, they're right now on that stage only. So for that purposes, you have to ask they have to write down, what is that I'm committed to do, evaluate it. I want to, Himakant, come back to you on the same thing which you said, 95%. That 95% story, if it is not reality, I want those 95% who have not achieved that 95% to come back to you and say, what did they do wrong?
Wrong, true, sir. Yes.
And that they should evaluate today, now.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Not wait for the result then.
True. This is true, sir. Yes, sir.
And this is an element which is called honesty.
Yes.
I talk about commitment, I'm talking about honesty. Honesty is to yourself. Are you honest to yourself? If you don't have to be honest to show to people. Be honest to yourself. You are not seeing me. I'm not talking about your integrity issue. You're not seeing me, you're not looking at it. I'm saying 4 hours and come back and prefer, oh, Himakant will always like to hear this story. I'll tell Himakant the story and he's happy about it and always keep on. And suddenly you create an impression about that person that, oh, this boy is really very, very good. So you start relating to him. Right? But the fact is the person honest? When he came back and said 95%, is the person came back and said, sir, వందలో 45 సరిగా చేశాను సార్, 60 సరిగా చేయలేదు.
Yes, sir.
How many people have come back?
Yes, sir.
If they have not come back to you, if the results is different than what it is, then the honesty is barometer changes. So bring the barometer of honesty, not for you to evaluate, but the barometer for themselves to evaluate and put it across.
Yes, sir. This is actually we have been very conscious about this from the beginning. So whenever we ask something, we ask what is working, what is not working. Also, let's say I have to give something which has happened in a particular week. What is it has worked for you? What is it has not worked for you? And parallelly, others will be able to see the journey of others. Let's say somebody has picked up concentration and somebody has not picked it up, and they can see what is missing. So this is something which we're able to do with the infrastructure which have. And the next level, highest level of personalization pinpointed will come with a tech layer, sir. For the tech layer, we should raise at least 10 million because it's super costly. But I'm happy that we are very well in the same direction which you are pointing also. So we're actually tracking all of this, what you're saying. So that part, it's working.
It's called brain mapping.
Yeah.
The day you do brain mapping, then it's the day everybody will tell you what the result will be.
So brain mapping would be our ambitious project, sir. So it'll take.
No, I can look at people's eyes. I can tell them what they are, the confidence levels, the way they can do, the way whether they will do it or not. 5-minute conversation, I can conclude. You don't need executors.
Yes, sir. So this is the story. Like every time.
One request you. It is not CA, CMA, CP in brackets. Brackets means you're still studying.
No, sir. Basically, what I've done is
in parentheses, it should not be there.
I understand, sir. It's only to highlight it. The way you shared it in a different format. So it's not for, it's for internal use, so that some of them wanted to know about CPA, but that's there in the last line of your resume.
No.
So
CPA, no. The point is somebody put a question. What is that? Do CPA is good or not? The point is what is that you want to do?
Yes, sir.
If you want to be a CPA, you need to meet certain credits, right? Yes, the 150% credits which are there, you need to evaluate based on your graduation, post-graduation, or if you're a CA, you can directly write that exam.
Yes,
the
sir.
point is what is that you want to achieve? You want to work?
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
want
sir.
to practice in a US cap? What is that you want to do?
Yes,
Put it across, put it down, and I think everything you'll have a self-answer. Anyone, any questions?
I think Gino, you are joined a bit late. We have earlier explained the type of skills. Any specific questions for Ganesh, sir? Any specific questions for Ganesh, sir? Others I'll handle later on. Ainika, so I think sir has answered it just now. So it depends on what you want. So CPA is not just about adding value to your CA. So reverse engineer the game. That's what Ganesh sir said.
Yes, sir.
Or if you, I'll do one thing. I'll stop sharing the screen. I'll open the gallery view so that you can unmute yourself and ask it directly. Last couple of questions. Sir has spent a lot of time already. So anybody, any question, you can unmute yourself and ask any questions.
Hello. So good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
It's like when I'm preparing.
Go ahead, Pradeep.
Yeah, it's like failure of preparation, just like a preparation. Whenever I'm preparing, I will prepare with full focus. And at the end of the day, before exams, it's like World War for me, and my brain will be like I'm not even able to catch whatever I read. Just like I'm not even able to attend the exams.
So the problem with you is it's not about your exam. You actually got a fear factor.
Yes, sir.
So it's not about that you'll forget. You have a fear. If you have fear of failure, you'll never write.
It's not the failing, sir, but the same thing is happening for me. Even in first group, I got 2 exemptions. So I have to write the only 2 subjects. Even then also I failed in law. And after that, in second group, I got exemption in advanced accounts. Again, I have written 2 attempts for the same groups.
No, the point is not. So the point, what I'm saying is, what you like is what you score more marks.
Yes,
What
sir.
you don't like, you're not putting concentration. So you put all your energies and strength in that which you don't. You're not able to succeed. Number one. Number two, if you have a fear, when you study, let's say in a day about 5 chapters, let's assume, right?
Yes, sir.
When you go to the second chapter, just close your eyes and recollect what have you learned. Go to the last chapter, again do it that way.
Yeah.
All the balance chapter that you've got. Then what happens is there is what is called a subconscious memory. Even without your knowledge, when you keep on, that's why I said repeating will help you. Or whatever you've studied, let's say chapter 2 you went, go back and write chapter 1.
Oh.
Refer to what you have learned, right? That means called recalling memory.
Yeah.
There is a subconscious memory, there is a recalling memory. A recall memory is the gap between what got registered in your memory. That means not everything can be registered. See, for instance, I was talking, let's say, for about 40 minutes. Not everything registers in you.
Yes.
There are very few things which you just think through what registered in me, because what interests me, only what registers to me. What is not interested to me, for instance, the CPA is not of an interest. It doesn't register in my mind. Right?
Yes, sir.
For you, you have to write it down. What is that? A recall memory, keep on repeating, becomes a subconscious memory.
Yes.
And when you repeat it, the subconscious memory is what will help you in an exam. You
Yes.
keep on writing, it'll give you recall memories at point in time when you're writing exams fast.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
One last question.
Thank you.
Anyone?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, my name is Venkat, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, I'm previously attended a Himlife school, sir. I'm a part of the Himlife school, sir. I have one problem with me, sir. Problem is, sir, at the age of my 24 to 25, I attended some of the spiritual discussions and spiritual courses I have undergone. I went to Vivekananda ashrams like that. I have deviated from the path of CA. Even then, I'm going through the syllabus and all. I'm not able to focus. That is my main problem. How to retrieve with the studies and my career, sir?
Simple, yeah. Merely because you attended a spiritual does not guarantee you something like, you're supposed to succeed. Okay. Spiritual is only basically to give you a basis of, your life is completely not in your hands. The life is something somebody has given you. There is a creator. Okay. And you have evolved over by the creator. And this is a nature which will take. That's what spiritual journey is all about. Right? Taking you to a level of which you do not know. You have absolutely no knowledge. Somebody says you are actually above this, so achieve this. Spiritual will only help you to become a good human being. If you're spiritually connected, you will care for others. If you're spiritually connected, you will have concern for others. If you're spiritually connected, you will make sure you in your day-to-day habits, everything is a normal person. Right? That is spiritually connected. Education is about your investment, as I said. Career, when I say invest, you're not investing the right amount of time and energy. The moment it's, what even Himakan talk about, like if you're not able to study for 40 minutes continuously, your concentration is not there. If a person cannot concentrate, he cannot learn anything. So to say that, sir, I've attempted, what do I do? There is no ready-made choice. If you're not good in CA, go and do what is very good. Simple example. Open up a dosha counter, yeah. What's wrong? You become an entrepreneur. Today, Ram ki bandi, Gopal ki bandi, Sham ki bandi, you have all bandis. Why can't you have your own bandi? Venkat ki bandi. Specialize. You see, you circulate omelette made like this, bread made like this, pav bhaji made like this, paratha made like this. Make yourself, your skill. Somebody has danced in different way. Why can't you take your skill and succeed? Probably what happens when you go back, somebody says, wow, Venkat, wow, what a successful person. Automatically, next time when you touch a book like CA, you'll say, yeah, everybody says I'm super. You'll start doing CA in no time. It's all about confidence level. Take your confidence level to that. I will achieve. Problems are there, hindrances are there, issues are there, but my effort should be there. And I'm saying, entrepreneurship, you mean to say Hima Khan would be successful, let's say if he's running a CA firm? Maybe, may not be. Is he successful now? Yes, because that is his interest. He put all his energy, efforts in to make sure that he succeeds in it. That is what is called focus areas. You have got a focused approach, and that focused approach is what will succeed. Attending spiritual is an awakening. Spiritual means awaken. Nidra potunaru, get up. That's all you're there. So this, can you share your studies pattern? Let me tell you one thing. If I'm a student, I studied 18 hours. 18 hours when I went to write my exam leave had 6 times of revision. Exam, it was only 6 times of revision. I had books maintained. That's why I said recall memory. This is all I used to do it. Papers used to be tough. It's not that, today you have so many academies which gives you all that. Those days, continuously you have to write, no space, no reading 15 minutes before, no reading after 15 minutes after, continuous, lengthy papers. You can't even finish one paper. And I started my accounts. I said, I'm failing. I just barely did. I went home. My mom said, what happened? I said, no, I don't think so. I'll get more than 42. I don't want to write. My mom said, go and write. Next day, I finished the paper in 1.5 hours. Next day, I finished the paper in 2 hours. Next day, I finished the paper within 2.5 hours. It just went smoothly. So the question then was practice. You have to keep on practicing. I wrote only CA once, I passed CA once. We had, those days we used to have only like 4 lines or 5 lines of results. Today at least you have lines of results. There were only 4 lines of results. Both groups, only 8 people passed. Single group 21 passed, another group about 35 passed. That's all the result. So we didn't have a result like, we didn't have Hima Khan to come back and say, wake up in the morning, this is what you have to do, this is how you break down, this is what you split. There it was only one split. Either you pass or you don't pass. If I were not doing this, I would have gone and done cooking. I would have become a good chef. That's all. Nothing stops you. Studies is not every damn thing in life. Remember one thing. Studying is one step to what you want to achieve. Studying is one step to achieve. So once you've achieved career, then you pursue your goals. That goals is what makes you more successful than what you've achieved in career. People who pass CA, first rank holders, all of them need not necessarily succeed in their life. People who have struggled and passed, they will be far more successful. It's all individual driven. It's not driven by anything else.
Fantastic, sir. And I hope your query has been answered. The point is, whenever you're doing X, just stay focused on that. And I think sir has very well summed up the entire summary. I think all of your questions have been answered. And thank you very much for spending your time once again, sir. And you're jumping into it this right after your meeting. And we are very grateful to have you. And now that you are giving me the license to get back to you more and probably
Vaadkonde.
So we'll do it. We'll focus on that. We'll do that for sure. And also I'll give an opportunity for our students also to do that. And finally, I just wanted to share this particular movement, sir, because Super Student is one aspect, but I've been working on this for 10 years, like where I create a structure of all these aspects at a very affordable price. We already have 10 admissions already in this session itself. So this is what we have for now, sir. And I hope I'll keep giving you our improvisation of the startup time and again. At one point of time, I really want to I really want full time, sir.
Anytime, Hima Khan, anytime. For people like you, anytime. I never say no to people who are Okay, so I never say no to anyone who's deprived of, doesn't have an opportunity. But the point which is all come back is efforts, 99% should be of that person, 1% should be the guidance. It's not the other way around. 99% I cannot put and 1% becomes your effort, then you're moving. As I said, your life is between birth and death. So B and D, alphabet A, B, C, B and D. C is your choice. C is your chance. C is something which you will collectively do it, right? And C is constant, which is ever changing. If you can build this, then you can achieve it. You'll have more Krishna Satish, you will become more fan following from Krishna Satish like that. All right? That's what it is. End of the day, are you
Yes,
are you the autograph, or you take someone's autograph? I wouldn't say signature becomes autograph. Are you the autograph? Because you write your name there. You don't sign, you write your name there. All right? So I'll leave it to you. Take care. God bless you. Enjoy your time. Celebrate yourself, celebrate life, love life, and live the life that you love most. All right? Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for joining us. Thank you very much, sir. So, guys, it has been quite a long session, and thank you for being very patient and staying with us. And we are fortunate enough to have both the sessions. So, it's pretty good. And any other questions, you can shoot us. And the app, it's becoming functional. You can see that number of updates are improving, and we are trying to substitute it as instead of WhatsApp. So, you can reach out on the Super Student app, anything else. And any queries linked to membership, you can reach out. And those who have joined late, this is what we have. So we have already explained everything, and once we end this meeting, you can watch the recording. Okay, and thank you very much. Yeah, Akanksha, technically what we are going to do is, when we have this live membership going on, every week the focus is on this. We'll pick up one particular aspect. So it's a continuous thing. See, imagine when I say what took me 10 years, if I want to teach you in 1 year, look at the impact. And also, Sir said one fantastic point. You can only improve in the process. See, if you ask me very frankly, what is it I want to do? Let's say if I have 100 people, I have 100 people. If I have them for 1 year, if I can help them achieve everything in life, if in 1 year, if I make sure their personality is completely improved, then what will I say to them? Don't waste your 40 lakhs in MBA in 1 year in ISB. Pay me only 4.5 lakhs. So if I come back with this statement, would you not join? If you really sure that somebody can change your life in just 1 year with all of it with because the point is, it's not about who is saying it. It also depends on the brand around it. Let's say if right now Apple is Apple after 40 years, in the first year or the second year of Apple, nobody would look at it that way. So eventually what I'm trying to tell you is, whatever you want to start, it could be writing a simple answer. You cannot write with the best answer. It can only improve over a period of time. So it can improve over a period of time. So for all of you who are wanting to take that leap forward, who want to get into the top 1% club, so this is a fantastic opportunity. And every Sunday we'll be picking up one aspect. So personal mastery will pick up one particular point in this, because relationship, we need to have one exclusive session on understanding men, understanding women, understanding network. Let's say if you talk to Ganesh Balakrishnan sir, see, he even mentioned that, right? There are a lot of partners in Big Four. Not everybody are popular. And a lot of people, my sister knew Ganesh Balakrishnan sir much before I knew him. So my sister is also a chartered accountant. She met him first much before, 5 years before me, in one of her, I would say, GMCS program. But then it depends on how you build that relation. How do you build that relation overall? Okay. So with this summary, let's take a leave now, and we'll meet once again, 4:30 p.m. strategy. I did not get this question, Prabhurajan. 4:30 p.m. strategy, it was not very clear. I do not understand this. And rest of you can go to this website. This website is now open. So any questions, you can go through this website, and we'll keep adding a lot of value. The blogs and all, we kind of, keep adding them. Yeah, thank you, Sridhar. Thank you, Sridhar. Okay, so this is just the beginning. I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you updated. And those who have already paid for the membership, we'll reach out to you. We'll create a separate group. So it will be very different. It will be very different from super student. So if you want any of your friends or anybody who can get benefited, please share it aggressively, and the price will be changed. Okay. All right, guys. So once again, thank you very much, and thank you for joining us for our first anniversary celebration. And to sum up in one line, this is what we have to do. So I'll make sure your journey of life will become purposeful, productive, prosperous. If I have to add, peaceful also. Okay. So this is what is going to happen. And once again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. So we'll meet you soon enough, and goodbye. And a special thanks for all those who are watching us on Facebook and YouTube. So in Zoom, we are able to connect with all our students personally. With you, it was a bit difficult because it's difficult to manage, but I'll come back and answer your comments, and anything else you can post a comment over there. We'll respond to that also. Okay. Thank you, guys.